I don't know about you guys, but I think that Thanksgiving should be like a every other week thing. You should give thanks for things more often than just the end of November, in my opinion. And as a wrestling content creator, a wrestling writer, and everything in between I do on this channel and other platforms, I'm very thankful for Carlos Silva and TNA Wrestling, because this might be the most poorly organized and ran wrestling promotion this side of WCW. And we're going to talk about another week of the mass exodus that has been going on in TNA as Tommy Dreamer was fired, Tessa Blanchard was granted her release, and Sami Callihan is gone from the company as well. But they could be replacing Tommy Dreamer with, wait for it, oh, you didn't know? Your ass better go somebody. It's Road Dogg Jesse James, Road Dogg Brian James, BG James, 3 Live Crew, James Gang, the Voodoo Kin Mafia, D-Generation X, all the crappy ideas from the WWE creative team over the last 3 or 4 years.
This is RJ City, and I am ethically opposed to any more wrestling podcasts. I don't know why you guys are talking about wrestling. It is a niche product. It is a very small industry. Yet, at this point, there's more wrestling podcasts than there are wrestlers. There is something wrong with society as a whole, but as you get smaller and smaller into wrestling, and then the wrestling podcast sphere, it gets even worse. And one such example, if I may turn on the microscope and look at the drudgery that happens to be Tru Heel Heat. SP3, Sid, this is your fault.
Alright, this is Danhausen here, very nice, very evil. You are watching Tru Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube and Twitch for Tru Heel Heat 386 TNA Mass Exodus 2026, discussing the latest wrestling news, including Tommy Dreamer, Sami Callihan, and Tessa Blanchard, the latest departures from TNA Wrestling. And is this a mass exodus? And could Road Dogg Brian James come in next as a head of creative? We got a recap of this week in wrestling with WWE SmackDown, Raw on Netflix, NXT, Evolve, AAA on Fox, TNA Impact, AEW Collision, Dynamite, as well as NJPW Dominion. ROH had a YouTube special, as well as its Global Wars Cincinnati show on Thursday, CMLL Martes Popularis, and last night's Fantastica Mania Mexico, and much, much more. And to break it all down, to talk about it all, I am joined by the trio this week. But first up, we got the true draw himself and the real person who brought good luck and uncursed vibes to the New York Knicks, the one and only Dan Josh. Hey, Josh, how you doing?
You call me Dan Josh. That's fucked up, first of all. Second of all, I
Josh Housen.
I got
my
a
bad. Josh Housen. My bad.
No, so as you see, I'm in a very festive mood, but there's something else I forgot to wear. Right here.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. Did you go to the parade with the 2 million people?
Absolutely not.
Couldn't get off work? They didn't give y'all the day off from work to go to
Oh
the
no,
parade?
I didn't even try. I did not even attempt to try. I did not, because I knew what was gonna happen. And guess what? It happened. Man.
People got arrested again. They have security. They have security for no 2 million.
My brother-in-law. Oh yeah, my brother-in-law and my mom-in-law, they went, and they actually got a good spot. They were, but they left at 3 a.m, so that's why they got a good spot. So it was good for them.
Wow, people out there at 3 a.m. in the morning. God bless them. God bless them. That's
because they had check-ins. They had check-ins at 6 a.m. And it's like when you make that announcement, of course, people are gonna show up at that time. Like, to me, regardless, if you're willing to do what you want to do to watch it, I mean, you gotta make sacrifices, and a lot of people were able to make sacrifices, and a lot of people wanted to be casual New York fans because they're like, oh, 8 o'clock? I think we'd be fine. No, you were not fine at 8 o'clock. By that time, it was like, you just go home.
Yeah, at that point, it's just like, we don't got no spot for you. You can leave. But no, I'm happy for you, sir. I think that everybody deserves the joy of seeing their favorite sports team win a championship. And despite my disdain for the New York Knicks fan base, I am happy for you. I'm happy for the people that I'm related to, and Krssi. That's about it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's about it.
But no, this is a joy that every fan deserves, and the New York Knicks players definitely deserve it. They played amazing, the best Knicks basketball of my generation, of my lifetime that I've seen over the last month and a half. So, hats off to the Knicks. All right. And yeah, you got the job done last Saturday. We saw a change in the tune of 2 Saturdays ago. We saw the change in the tune of somebody who's joining us today, the third member of our trio here, the princess of all the true heels, Miss Krssi Luv. How you doing, Miss Krssi? I can't. I think you're muted.
Is she muted?
Yeah, I don't know if she's muted or it's just not coming through. Or She just disconnected everything.
Hey, friends. See, they don't want me to be great today.
We hear now though, so there we go. We fixed it.
I guess I can't do it without headphones today, so it's fine. Yeah. Hey, friends, what's happening? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's going on? Go New York.
I saw you. You were down there. You were working down there by the.
I worked down
parade.
there. I worked down there. First of all, terrible. They were not prepared for the people that came that day. They were unprepared. The cops didn't know nothing. No one knew anything. They was like, they was just there getting overtime. That's just what it was. I got off the train at Bowling Green. It took me maybe like 45 minutes to get to my office, which is directly across the street. I had to walk all the way around. I was on the other side of the West Side Highway. Didn't even know that there's a bridge that you have to cross over the tunnel. The Battery Tunnel. I didn't know that there was a bridge there. Walked over the bridge. That's where I saw Blue at. Now I was almost going to go back home because I was like so annoyed. I was just like frustrated. I was just like, no one knew where to go. And as soon as I got off the bridge, the first person I locked eyes with was like Blue. And then my building was like literally behind us. So I was like, Blue, is that you? I was like, you came from Florida, son? He's like, yeah.
Because he's like, I ain't leaving Florida for this nonsense.
It was lovely. I mean, listen, if I didn't have to be at work and be in that area, I would have watched it from the comfort of my home. But I was able to be in the midst of it all. It was very nice to see all the camaraderie and all the people be out there and be happy. But I didn't want to be in that mess. It was great. I watched it from the building. I never been part of a ticker tape parade and threw shit out the window. So that was fun. And then it was back to regular scheduled programming. It was too short. I think we didn't need all those like bagpipe people and drum lines and all that BS. Like they weren't. Well, what do we need them for?
Hey, it's a tradition with marching bands and parades. It's a tradition. I used to be a part of those marching bands.
Really?
When I was in high school, yeah.
Okay.
I was a part of the St. Patty's Parade.
Were you really? What did you play?
I played the drums.
Oh, you was on a drum line, son?
Yeah.
Look at you, SP, learning something new every damn day. I didn't you was on the drum line.
Don't dance.
That's
what
Nick Cannon?
That's what I'm saying. He's like Nick Cannon, yo.
That's funny because it was my, I think that came out my freshman year of high school when I decided to join the band. So might have had something to do with that. But yes, we got Knicks fans celebrating.
Oh, yeah, I put my Knicks shirt just for Josh since he talked so much shit about me. My friend was making shirts and I bought a shirt.
Well.
So I bought his shirts, right? And this dude, he's like, "Oh, look what we got here." He was talking. He couldn't wait to talk shit about me. I'm just supporting the fan base.
Hey, because
I can be a bandwagon, but I'm a true New Yorker. I was born and raised here, and I'm as happy for the city.
That's like me. That's like me saying, "Yeah, go New York. I'm from New York too."
I don't have a team. I don't go for a team. So I was talking mad shit when they won the little cup series. I was like, "Yeah, just win it. I hope you guys win a championship." Y'all was going mad hard when they won the little cup.
I didn't. I didn't give a fuck.
I can say I said it, and I'm happy that they proved me right. They did what they needed to do. I was right. That's all.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't give a fuck about the cup. You give me SP3 because even when I said no, I don't care about it. He was trying to tell me the nerve of me not celebrating it because I was being humbled. I was being a humbled Knicks fan.
Unhumbled Knicks fan. I learned more than anything this year that it doesn't matter how horrible your fan base is, y'all can win a championship. That's admiring. That means that all these fan bases should act like complete Neanderthals. They should act like morons. They should jump people with other teams' jerseys.
That's terrible. I think that is disgusting.
Apparently, there's no such thing as bad karma anymore.
Right.
I'm sorry. There's no such thing. You can throw eggs at the opposing team. You can do whatever you want because if this team with this fan base didn't get any karma, and their players were just better, and they won the championship. This means it's free cum blanche for all teams' fan bases in every team.
Hey, you know, Philly fans gotta learn from us. You know,
wow.
They gotta learn from us then. You know, the Eagles got them Super Bowls at least. You know, they got them a Super Bowl, but I mean, the 76ers,
like
I mean, that's
from their city, that's all.
I mean, that's another story for the 76ers, you know. 76ers fans were like, oh, we wouldn't have gotten beaten this bad. You guys lost the second round that bad. Worse. You guys lost worse. Fuck you mean.
This is true. That's true. But we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible by dropping a thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. You can also sound off in the comments down below. Let us know what you thought about this week in pro wrestling. And if you are with us live, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of y'all and hear your thoughts on this week in the world of pro wrestling. And if you're feeling generous, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And we always appreciate the support. We got a couple of super chats already in the chamber here. First up from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, good morning, THH fam, to SP3 and all of the dads out there. Happy early Christian Cage Day. Appreciate you calling it by its correct distinction.
Yes, happy early Father's Day, guys.
No, Christian Cage Day.
Yes,
Christian Cage Day.
Happy early Christian Cage Day. You guys are the Christian Cages of the year, yo.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
You guys keep doing what you're doing. We need you guys. We love you guys. There's nothing without you guys. So I don't know if no one ever told you guys that, but fathers are very important. Christian Cages are very important. We need you guys, and you know.
Appreciate that.
Shame on your ladies if they don't tell you that.
Thank you.
Chuck Berry saying, all great dads rejoice and enjoy some wrestling graps. We got some wrestling to enjoy tonight. I don't know about tomorrow, but yeah. We got also another super chat donation here from our good friend Adrian Carpenter. Thank you so much, Adrian, for the support. He says, after we celebrated Juneteenth, yes, happy Juneteenth, everyone.
Happy Juneteenth, everyone that was outside celebrating.
He says, any black fans that still support WWE/TKO after what happened at the UFC Freedom event with the disrespect of Michelle Obama needs to seriously look in the mirror.
Oh my God.
I heard about it. I didn't watch it yet about the guy who made the joke or the insult about Michelle Obama.
Just terrible, actually.
I just felt secondhand embarrassment from all the celebrities who were at the event.
Yeah, the people that like felt obligated that they needed to go there, I really feel sorry for them.
I just feel embarrassed for them. I don't feel sorry.
Well,
they made that choice.
They made, they everyone has a choice, and everyone has the right to do what they want to do. But yes, it is very embarrassed. Yes, I have to say that. You're right, SP.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat donation from Adrian Carpenter. We got one more here that I see. Yeah, from Volop. Thank you so much, Volop, who sends TNA, company that claims that they're in the green for the first time in their life, all the money they save from not paying talent and firing talent and staff.
They're definitely not in the green. They're 100% lying about that.
Well, obviously, you don't make these decisions unless you're not in the green and you have to cut costs. They're in the green now that they cut everybody and they fired certain people. That's why they're probably in the green more than anything. But to each his own there. We got a couple of other comments that I wanted to highlight here. Yes, happy early birthday to Eric in the chat.
Happy birthday.
Happy early birthday to him in the chat. We also got, this was the comment from Eric, who is turning the big 54. So that's what's up.
Oh, that's what's up. Happy B-Day.
We got 107 Carnage. Damn. You did the Kevin Hart to Don Cheadle. Damn. 107 Carnage says, I hit 54 a month ago. Welcome aboard. So good to see that. Good to camaraderie in the chat there. We got Chuck Berries, who says, by the way, I'm pretty thankful that SmackDown will be going back to 2 hours on July 3rd. That show sucked last night.
I didn't watch it. I was outside.
It's probably still gonna suck. So just so you guys know.
Well, it did.
I can't wait to hear how much it sucked.
Yeah, don't worry. We're about to get into it. We got some love for Josh's fit in the chat. And also Josh Hausen. Yes. Josh Hausen.
I do want a Danhausen t-shirt though.
Oh, don't buy it, please. Don't buy it.
Don't buy it? What? Okay.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it.
He told me that.
You get New York Knicks championship, but you got to share it with Danhausen, Josh.
Absolutely not. I refuse. I'd rather eat a cactus.
A cactus?
That's deep. That's deep. Mr. Town says, what's up, THH in chat? Some of the New York Knicks fans are crazy. I seen some videos and people are nuts in New York.
Yo, one dude got slashed in from his ear, like all the way back, and like another person had to take their jersey off to stop the bleeding because everyone else was just too busy recording and not trying to help him.
Yeah.
I was like, Dad, we in this day and age where no one wants to help you?
I mean, God bless that man that used his jersey. I'll be honest, I wouldn't have used my jersey.
Look at that. See, you Knicks fans are horrible.
I'd rather be honest than be a liar. I'll tell you that much.
Horrible. Damn, horrible Josh. Individual.
I'm just saying. You must have done something to get slashed. I'm just saying, like.
but say. Oh, I don't think the Knicks are gonna win the championship next year. Slash. You know that's how Knicks fans are.
I mean, if he said that, he did it to himself. Then, unfortunately.
No, it's not. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. D. Jefferson saying TNA following the TKO playbook, just changing a couple of answers. Yeah, pretty much. That's what they're doing. We got Volov who says, old as fuck dudes in chat. Gotta respect our Gen Xers. You're so mean. You guys are mean 54, to each other.
54 is up there, yo. These men, they were what, 1 year old the last time the Knicks won the championship? They're 54 now? That's crazy. That's crazy.
They got to see 2 Knicks championships.
In a lifetime.
They're doing better than you.
Well, I mean, they didn't. They didn't see nothing because they probably just don't remember shit. They were 1 year old.
They remember it. It's a vivid memory.
It's a vivid memory. Now this.
All right, we're gonna start off this edition of the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast, as we always start with our Tru Heel roll call, shouting out all of you who are supporting us across social media here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel and our Patreon. Our top 3 conversation starters on our Tru Heels group page on Facebook. We got Jermaine Packman, Joe Bellini, and Stewie John Palmer. Our Patreon backers and members, we got Volub, we got Negro Buck Nick Jackson, we got Professor Chris, Trey, Robert, Steve, Ladarius, Chase Oliver, we got King Greg Carter, Louisville, Aya, Alan Weinstein, John Martin, Dolores, James Allen Santo, Justin Rich, Chuck Berries, Dan, Josh D from CT. We got Dion Jenkins and we got Luis. Thank you so much for supporting us over at patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat, as well as here on the channel. Hit the join button for just $1 a month. You become a member of the team. And of course, we will shout you out on every edition of the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. But let's get into things. Let's get into what we miss, y'all. And we're going to start off this week once again with WWE. I know, I am sorry. WWE SmackDown. Last night, the show featured the big Cody Rhodes versus Gunther rematch from WWE Clash in Italy with Sami Zayn as the special guest referee. Sami tried his darnest to call this one right down the middle, but of course things got array, wherein you get Gunther, who got upset with Sami at one point for not counting the 3, got in his face, they started shoving each other, and Sami slapped Gunther, which led to Gunther kicking him in the gut and delivering a power bomb to lay him out. A new referee would come down after Cody hit a crossroads, but he was only able to get 2 on Gunther. Then Gunther almost had the win with a power bomb, but Sami Zayn pulled the referee out. Then Cody Rhodes got a sunset flip, and Sami comes in and kicks Gunther's hands off the ropes to help Cody get the victory, then counts a fast count, 3 count to get the win. You get when Cody basically and Gunther went to the backstage area, Gunther was complaining and wanted a rematch for him getting screwed over. So Rhodes then went out and wanted the restart himself. That match was restarted, but it never really got going as Sami Zayn made his return, delivered an Aluva kick to Gunther. When Cody went to stop Sami, Zayn accidentally hit him with the WWE Championship belt. And then later you had Cody, who told Nick Aldis that he wants both Gunther and Sami in a triple threat match for the undisputed WWE Championship. That goes down. That will be the main event of Night of Champions coming up a week from tomorrow. And then backstage later on in the show, we finally saw Cody and Sami Zayn interact with Jey Uso backstage, teasing potential future matchups between the two. Speaking of future title bouts, you had Ricky Saints, who picked up a win over Carmelo Hayes in a number 1 contenders match to advance to face Trick Williams for the United States Championship at Night of Champions. You had Jacob Fatu confronted Solo Sikoa again and warned him that time was running out on his chance to come home to the Bloodline. This called Tama and Talatanga to ask Solo to stay in the back for their matchup as they challenge R-Truth and Damian Priest for the WWE Tag Team Championships. And of course, thanks to a distraction from Solo Sikoa, Truth and Priest picked up the win and retained the WWE Tag Team Championships. Jey Uso, he beat Javon Evans in the King of the Ring semifinals. He advances to the finals to now face Obafemi in the King of the Ring finals coming up at Night of Champions. While Jade Cargill, Michin, and B-Fab jumped Charlotte Flair and injured her surgically repaired knee before the main event. This led to Liv Morgan scoring a victory over Charlotte Flair to advance to the Queen of the Ring finals against Io Sky at Night of Champions. Charlotte tried and tried, but she was unable to not submit as she was put in a half crab to get her eliminated from the tournament this year. Josh, any thoughts on last night's SmackDown and the whole controversy around Cody Rhodes versus Gunther with Sami Zayn as the special guest referee?
I mean, SmackDown sucked last night. Let's just get that out of the way. I just felt like I was wasting my time watching it.
On a beautiful Juneteenth Friday, why would you do that to yourself? You poor thing.
Because I'm an idiot. That's why.
That's all he had to say.
That's fair. That's fine.
No, but I mean, Cody versus Gun. I'm like, I knew some bullshit was gonna happen.
Why do they keep making him be a loser though? Like, what are we doing to Gunther? Like,
damn,
I don't understand why they can't just book a draw.
Right,
where Gunther doesn't have to take the loss. This is 2 losses in a row, and they're just gonna be like, oh well, he's protected. He lost because of this. He lost because of that. It's still 2 losses.
It's not fucking being protected. He fucking lost to Cody. That Cody is like 7-0 against him. Fuck you mean that's protecting him?
Yeah. It's like that. Miss Krssi Luv, what do you think about Jey Uso advancing to the King of the Ring final against Obafemi and Liv Morgan advancing to the Queen of the Ring final against Io Sky.
All bad decisions, but you know. All terrible. Like, are we really taking this King and Queen of the Ring seriously? No. It hasn't been serious for a while now. And the fact that you had yet again Obafemi is losing since he's been lost to Brock Lesnar is just.
I wouldn't say it's a foregone conclusion. He's gonna lose. He could win at Night of Champions.
I would hope so. So it's supposed to be Jay against Oba. Is that what we're doing for the final? And then we're having Io against Liv.
Yeah.
Who won last year?
Cody Rhodes beat Randy Orton to win the King of the Ring, and Jade Cargill beat Asuka to win the Queen of the Ring.
Okay. Well, I hope Io wins because Liv already has a title. She doesn't need to win again. Are we gonna do title for title? So that's gonna be stupid. I hope it's Oba and Io, but you know, we're not really taking this all serious at this point in the game. So you know.
You don't seem like you care whatsoever.
I really don't. I promise you. It's really, I'm so sorry. WWE have checked me out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you think that is something that they can get you back invested in the product before SummerSlam, or is it like all of it kind of combining where you're just indifferent about WWE?
Everything is all everything all just adding up to this point in life and everything. So yeah.
That's right. I can understand that. We got a couple of comments here in the chat. We got Dion who says they're doing the same thing to Gunther that they did to Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens with Cody Rhodes. Yeah, I've realized that Cody Rhodes can only have one type of feud. Or it has two types of like starts to it. But there's only one type of feud he's able to do. A feud where he is constantly winning by bullshit reasons, and it just continues and continues and continues and continues despite him winning every single time. That's what he did with Drew McIntyre. That's what he did with Kevin Owens. That's what he did with Gunther. He did that to a lesser extent with AJ Styles as well, and Solo Sikoa. So he's done this a lot over the last 2 years. The same type of feud where you have to have a genuine reason. Don't just come up with BS finishes. Oh, his foot was on the ropes and the referee didn't see it. That's why he lost. Oh, he got a crooked referee that cost him the matchup instead of working against Cody. Oh, wow. That's not really creative whatsoever. It's just a deviation of other things that we've seen in the past. And it's the same thing we've seen with Cody constantly. The only way his feuds start is if one person from Monday Night Raw comes to SmackDown and wants to challenge him for the title, or it's a former friend that's betrayed him. That's literally how it is. Every single time for 2 years. 2 years is way too much. Way too long. We got Mr. Towns who says, has Mariah May had a match on SmackDown yet? No, she's still doing the vignettes to say that she's coming soon and calling out all these different women. I think she's going to be successful when she eventually does come. I just not too sure they had a good plan for her getting called up to the main roster. Felt like she was an add-on more than the other people that we've seen kind of get acclimated on Raw and SmackDown so far.
Yeah, and then honestly, I feel the opposite. I feel like she's probably going to fumble because of this. But that's just me. And, because of creative, when you kind of keep somebody in this vortex of like, oh, they're coming soon, and there's nothing going on for them. By the time they show up, it could be hit or miss. And I'm like, I don't feel too confident. And, I wasn't that confident with her NXT stuff. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be confident with her main roster stuff.
We got Project Finisher. He says Charlotte carried John Cena, Liv in this match, really proved why she's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. Charlotte was great with her selling of the knee in that matchup. Yeah, it's last night, honestly, it wasn't the worst SmackDown in regards to the wrestling matches. I thought that Jay versus Javon was good. I thought Ricky and Mello was another good matchup between them. And I thought the main event with Liv and Charlotte was really solid as well. So I don't think the wrestling was that bad. And I think Cody and Gunther, I think, was better than Clash in Italy to me, mainly because I knew I was going to get a bullshit finish on this show. I didn't know I Clash in Italy. So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Once Sami was there, I was like, fuck this.
He's like, fuck this, I don't care. War Hero Joe Hendry is on Raw. He's only been on Raw since he was officially called up to the main roster after WrestleMania 42. Sanjo, who says SmackDown sucks last night, but Liv versus Charlotte main event was a great match. I want to go as far as saying great, but it was good.
Well, it's because he loves Liv Morgan. That's why. So he gonna defend Liv Morgan.
Well, you know what's great about Liv Morgan? Her theme song. Trouble, trouble, that's me. Can't wait. Every time she comes out, I'm like, oh, let's go. We got Power Driver who says, I called Liv John Cena because she was basically invisible. Yes, she was after WrestleMania. She was not here on a regular basis whatsoever. I believe we have another super chat donation here. Yes, from Adrian Carpenter, who says Roman Reigns, whose wife and children are black, attended the UFC event. Let that sink in for the black WWE fans.
Damn.
I love how every week Adrian just goes for the WWE fans in the chat.
Oh, he's on their neck. I thought I was about TNA, but damn. He's like, you black fans that supported WWE, you need to look yourself.
That's dedication to the hate.
You need to question your fandom. You need to question it. You a fan of Daniel Cormier? You need to question your fandom.
I appreciate it. Told you. Sure King saying Liv wins. That's another troll move by WWE to bait the fans not to tune in.
Oh shit. I don't know about that one.
It's crazy. Crazy.
You can say that about Jay Uso, but damn. Yo,
Liv got the Gooner fans though. Like you gotta remember that.
I mean, come like I can acknowledge when it comes to Liv, like, is she the greatest? No. Has she gotten better? Yes, she's gotten way better. But that was a crazy comment. That was crazy. I was like, damn.
Hey, I appreciate crazy comments, honestly.
No, but I do too. I got a great laugh, but damn, yo, I was like, damn, bro, yo, that was crazy.
Then you had Monday Night Raw this past Monday. Last Monday, they did 2.4 million viewers. This week's Raw, the show featured the Bloodline kicking off the broadcast with Roman Reigns wanting everyone in the group to be acknowledged, while Jey Uso wanted Jacob Fatu to acknowledge the Usos. This led to Roman gifting Fatu a wooden Ulafala to officially bring him into the bloodline so he doesn't feel like an outsider anymore. After the segment, you get Eric Andre, who is in the Street Fighter movie with Roman. He got a dap from Roman. He got a dap from Jimmy. Jay wasn't with it. But then he made the ill-advised decision to make fun of the wooden Ulafalas, which led to Jacob Fatu murdering this man. Headbutts and big Uso splashes off the top rope after getting permission from Roman. It was a savage attack on the poor comedian, actor, whatever you want to call Eric Andre. I don't know. I don't watch his stuff. Later in the show, the LA Knights once again talked trash about the bloodline, which brought out Jimmy Uso, who tried to talk some sense into him, and then Jey Uso, who didn't want to talk. A brawl ensued as LA Knight got the better of both Usos after Jay brought a chair into play. He took the chair and was hitting both Jimmy and Jay with it until Jacob Fatu made his presence felt. He came out and he laid out Knight with the Tongan death grip to help the Usos get the job done for the Bloodline. Chad Gable picked up a win over Rusev in a solid bout. Post-match, you had Rusev and Ethan Page jumped Gable until Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee made the save. Charlotte Flair scored a victory over Roxanne Perez in singles competition. You also had Javon Evans, who had an interview interrupted by the Vision's Austin Theory and Logan Paul. This led to Javon beating Theory via disqualification after outside interference from Braun Breaker. Post-match, the Street Profits made the save for Evans versus the Vision. You also had Io Sky picked up a win over Raquel Rodriguez to advance to the Queen of the Ring finals at Night of Champions, while Oba Femi defeated Dominic Mysterio in short order to advance to the King of the Ring finals at Night of Champions himself. Post-match, you also had Oba, who once again called out Brock Lesnar for ducking him ever since the win at WWE Clash in Italy. So we know that feud is continuing, but so is Oba as he marches on to Night of Champions, where he will go one-on-one with Jey Uso now. Josh, what did you think about this week's Monday Night Raw, and what do you think about the King of the Ring finals between Oba Femi and Jey Uso, as well as the Queen of the Ring finals between Io Sky and Liv Morgan?
Raw was okay. Raw was better than SmackDown in comparison. So I mean, that's a plus, I guess, right? As far as the King and the Queen of the Ring matches, Oba versus Jey Uso. I mean, I saw that coming. I think Jay's just trolling at this point, to get people triggered, even with some of his comments on his IG stories, Am I that upset? No, I'm not upset, because it's like, when you're used to something, you're just numb to it. So, I'm not, I wasn't surprised, Jey Uso, Oba Femi, I'm not surprised. Now, WWE Creative, all I'm saying is that if you have this man beat Oba, that's another story for another day. I don't think nothing from that is gonna come good. As far as Liv and Io, I mean, that's fine too. Liv being champion, I understand people didn't want her to win because she's champion. At the same time, it's like, she is the champion, so it's kind of like, can't really have her lose. I think she could lose in the finals against Io. I think that would be possible, but at the same time, it's like, you have her as a champion. How do you make that work? It's like, if Io beats Liv, right, and then she becomes Queen of the Ring, who is she gonna face? Is she supposed to face Rhea or whatever the case may be? Because then it's like, you beating Liv, so it's like, you could get that title back. I mean, you could get that title match because you beat the champion. You know what I mean? So I mean, that makes that interesting, because you just don't know where that's going. But overall, I mean, I don't have a problem with either match. As crazy as that sounds with Jay, I just knew Javon wasn't winning. Would I have preferred that? Yes, but WWE hates the YNs, so it's like, why are we surprised?
Shouldn't be surprised anymore when WWE doesn't support the YNs. And like we said, I think I said this last week, that Javon Evans versus Oba Femi is the right decision to do. So I knew that they weren't going to make that right decision. But what do you think?
Now let Javon be the person to go against Oba.
Yeah, Javon Evans versus Oba Femi, they had a great rivalry in
NXT. Yeah,
and that would be a big kind of like, okay, you see, we're pushing the young guys. We got two young guys.
They don't believe
in the finals of the King of the Ring. They don't care about that. They have no interest in that. So yeah, what do you think about the King of the Ring final between Javon Evans and Jey Uso, and the Queen of the Ring with Io Sky and Liv Morgan? And this is both all Monday Night Raw finals on both.
I did notice that. I did see that is all Monday Night Raw people that are now. It's rigged. They don't. That's how much they don't believe in SmackDown.
So I wanted to meet him SmackDown either. To be fair.
It's like, who cares? Who cares? What are we talking about here?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, they did miss a big opportunity with Javon and Oba, but I see why they did Jay, I guess. I guess to put Oba over is better with Jay. I don't know. But Jay you can barely get a good match out of Jay nowadays.
That's if you're confident that Oba's winning. Because I'm not that confident.
You think they might give it to Jay?
Yeah.
What? Oh my god! So Oba got to lose to Jey Uso? Nah, son.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if that happens, oof, that's good. That's
terrible for Oba Femi.
That's terrible in so many ways.
That's making his stock go down even more. I don't understand this. I really I would hope they don't make Jey Uso win. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, those people are gonna, those people in the crowd, they're not gonna really care because you know why? Because every time he comes out, they're still gonna do the Yee. They're still gonna do it.
I've been told that shit is dumb. I've been told that shit was like overrated a long time ago, but nobody didn't want to believe me.
Oh no, don't go there because I believed you.
I'm not talking about you, John. I'm talking about the other people. I told you that shit was gonna just get stale and dry. Just be with your brother. It's okay. Just be the right and left of the damn family. Like, no one wants to see you fucking eat no more. People barely be eating in the crowd now.
It's just, I don't know, man. And that's why it's kind of like, because even if you have Oba lose, right? Brock gets involved some way, somehow. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, right, because we have to get part 3. Oh, I forgot all about that bullshit.
Now they can still have him. They can still have him win. If he wins, hey, all right is in the world. But then, this is a matter of how they're gonna do that. How they're gonna put that match together, and because I do believe they're gonna do the third Brock match at Minnesota because it's Minnesota.
Right, it's Minnesota. Right, I forgot all about SummerSlam and Brock 3, and Brock Oba 3. I forgot all about that shit. So that. Yeah. Oh, this is dumb. So they should have just made Javon just win and go against. Oh, come on. This is stupid. Like,
nah, Javon was never going to win the tournament.
No, not win the tournament. I mean, like, go to the.
Okay. This is why I think that it may be Brock interferes, costs Oba the matchup, and then you set up Brock and Oba, and then you do Jay and Cody for the other title match.
That's so predictable.
Yeah, who wants to see Cody versus Jay?
No, but
unless they're gonna do Oba Femi does both nights of SummerSlam.
That's what I'm thinking. If he do both nights, I would rather that than the other way around. That makes more sense to me. Let him work both nights. He could work both nights.
He's young. He's 27, right. So he's good. What I'm saying.
Like, he can easily night 1 and then night 2 is easily the part. Is easy.
He's only working 5 minutes with Brock.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's just the thought of Cody versus Jay. Oh, I don't know.
We've seen that mess already. And that was a tragedy at itself.
Yeah, I felt sick.
It was great last year. It was a great match on TV last year.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was. No. Really good. It was. She said no. I don't remember it. So no. War Hero, to answer your question, I don't know if it's a serious question. He says, who is the heel and who is the face between Trick and Ricky? Ricky has been heel for a good part of 6 months. Trick Williams has been babyface since before WrestleMania.
Since he came in, since he got there. Like, what are you talking
pretty
about?
Much, yeah. Pretty much since he got called up to the main roster, he's been a babyface. So we got Chuck Berry. He says, so basically Liv versus Io is a women's world title qualifier match. Yeah, because if Io wins, she just gets a shot at the same person that she just beat. So yeah, qualifier kind of works like that. Yeah, eliminator. eliminator, whatever you want to call it. We got also here. We got super chat donation from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says SmackDown's women's division has 8 known baby faces and for noon baby faces, and I can't count Julia and that chick from Iowa because I don't know what they are doing with them. Where is the sense? Well, what's the heels on the show? So there's Jade Cargill, Meechin, B-Fab. There is Fatal Influence, which that brings us to 6 now. Who else is on SmackDown that I'm forgetting right now? Okay, let me see. On the babyface side, you got Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. Okay, the heels also have Irresistible Forces, so that brings them to like 8. Then the baby faces. I mean, I always feel like you should have more heels than baby faces. I think baby faces are hard to come by. Mm-hmm. I would say Julia is definitely a baby face now because they gave her the little vignette yesterday as well that confirmed that. And Kiana James is the heel. So yeah, doesn't seem like that many on either side to me. Yeah, I put Irresistible Forces after the fact. I put them on the heel side as well. But it's not like they're doubling the amount of baby faces, so I don't think it's that big of a problem. All right, but we got to talk about some news going on in the world of wrestling. First up, we're going to talk something about Drew McIntyre. We talked about him last week, how he was being suspected to be back in WWE sometime soon. Fans have been waiting for Drew McIntyre to make his WWE return, and they may have to be a little bit more patient, it seems, as there's going to be a little bit longer of a wait for Drew to make his return. You have a new report that suggests that the former WWE champion is not expected to be back anytime soon. During this week's Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer had an update and some insight regarding McIntyre's upcoming WWE return. Despite recent online speculation about McIntyre's return ahead of SummerSlam, those reports were reportedly completely inaccurate. According to the latest information from PW Insider, there have been no creative plans in place for McIntyre's WWE comeback. The reason appears to be tied to opportunities outside the wrestling ring. Drew McIntyre's acting career has gained momentum over the past few years. After wrapping up the upcoming Highlander reboot in Scotland, McIntyre has continued exploring acting projects in Hollywood. Most recently, it was announced that he has joined the cast for The Last Druid, a historical action drama starring Russell Crowe. The film is scheduled to begin shooting in Spain later this summer, and details regarding McIntyre's role have not been revealed as of yet. He is currently represented by Paradigm and Rare Standard, a company founded by former Paradigm agent Nick Piccolo. The McIntyre previously appeared in The Killer's Game. That was an action comedy led by Dave Bautista. He is also set to portray the brother of Henry Cavill's character in the upcoming Highlander reboot. McIntyre's last WWE appearance came at WrestleMania 42, where he was defeated by Jacob Fatu. For now, however, it appears that his attention remains focused on expanding his acting career rather than making an immediate return to WWE television. He hasn't appeared, but it seems that Dave Meltzer has also pointed out that both McIntyre and Randy Orton are being advertised for the WWE SmackDown TV tapings later this August. Although Meltzer is unsure if the new movie role means McIntyre's return will be delayed, he reported that McIntyre won't be back on WWE TV until he completes work on the new historical action movie. Meltzer stated, "I don't know. I've asked. I don't know if that means he'll be back in August or if this delays his return, but I do know he's not returning until the filming of this movie is over. That I know." McIntyre will appear in the movie opposite Oscar winner Russell Crowe, who also stars in the new Highlander reboot with McIntyre, and Crowe portrays Ramus in the new reboot and is expected to be out later next year. So it seems like Drew McIntyre is having more success in Hollywood than Roman Reigns, which I don't mean to laugh, but that is hilarious. But
I think Drew has done more roles than Roman as well, though.
Yeah, you're probably right now, but he's getting bigger. He's getting bigger roles. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like he's done more roles and more stuff. Like he's been doing. Like I think Roman had maybe 2-3 movies at best. Drew has been.
Roman did one with like Eddie Murphy that it came out, I think, at the beginning of this year or end of last year.
Okay, then he did the one. He was in the one of the Fast and the Furiouses like a long while ago.
Yeah,
and then he got this other one that's coming out, which is
Street Fighter.
Yeah, so that's it, really.
Yeah, and that's definitely his biggest role that he's been a part of. But Drew has been like consistent with getting some bigger and bigger roles as he expands into Hollywood more and more. So it's very interesting that that's going to cause a delay, because it's like Drew's at that stage. He's in his early 40s. He's at that stage where he can either continue on with wrestling. How much do you really love this wrestling business? Because you could probably have a better future in Hollywood, following the footsteps of one of your Batista. Kind of mentors. One of your mentors, Batista.
Yep. I think that's exactly what it is. You can follow Batista.
What do you think, Josh?
Drew should retire. Just stick with Hollywood.
Yeah, it's not like WWE is going to give him a bigger push than he's gotten before, so it's not like he's missing out on anything.
That's exactly why. Not because of his talent, it's because I'm like, what is there else for him when he goes back? If he's getting roles like this, I mean, Hine is a prominent role. I mean, so that's kind of a big deal for him, especially working with Russell Crowe. I mean,
right.
I mean, when you get to that point, it's like, do I really need wrestling? But he's probably gonna stick around with wrestling. I think he loves that business too much to let it go just yet. But if his Hollywood career gets bigger, I mean, it starts piling on like roles after roles after roles. Then
I would get rid of
he could take less bumps, So it's like, you make more money, less bumps. Which one do you want to do? So,
and if his profile in Hollywood improves, that improves his stock in wrestling. Where if he's doing this while he's under contract and then he has to finish out his contract, he could probably come back and do that, finish out his contract, and then continue doing in Hollywood, do like 1 or 2 years, like 2 or 3 more films in that time. And when he comes back to WWE, they would treat him better and they would pay him better when he comes back.
Yep, because they would bring more eyes to him, to the show, to the product. But you know how WWE is, though. I wouldn't,
Yeah, they ain't trying to pay all that, man.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. The SP, like they pay who they want to pay.
It's like pay. What you mean? We don't even deal in that currency. That's how they be looking at these guys who ask for more money. It's like, what you talking about here? What you talking about? We got a couple of comments here to feature. So yeah, we got Aubrey who says, good for Drew McIntyre, get him away from this shit show.
Yeah.
Damn.
Tell me how you really feel. We also got Dion who says that Rhea needs to drop the title to JC Jane and take some time off to heal. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Up next, actually, we'll talk about the SmackDown Women's Division. We got Michael Allen Lewis who says, smart Drew, increase your value, then make TKO pay out the ass to retain you. Good man. Yeah, this is what TKO cares about the most. They care about people who have a profile outside of pro wrestling. They want to bring in the casual fans, the people that aren't watching, more than they care about the actual fans that watch week to week. Chuck Berry saying, I remember when Drew did that WrestleMania Goes Hollywood promo as the 40-year-old virgin, and I cracked the hell up. So he was like, I saw the talent right then. when he did a 40-year-old version parody. I'm not laughing at that. I'm more laughing at that. That's where you saw the talent. We got other news to discuss. Jade Cargill is someone else who has been in the news this week. She may have failed to take back her championship from Rhea Ripley at Clash in Italy, but it seems that WWE still has big plans for her. The Tribacle Gold Triumbacle Gold claims to have some inside info on the current plans for Jade Cargill at the 2 upcoming premium live events. Right now, the goal is reportedly to build towards a Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair match at SummerSlam. It was Flair's interference at Clash in Italy, which was a big part of Jade Cargill losing and not regaining the title, and that was just a part of a long-term build towards this ultimate goal, according to their sources. Given both a woman's size and stature, and a clash of some sort has been inevitable for a while, but might Cargill be a champion again by that clash happening, as the same sources are saying that Cargill is likely to challenge Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's United States Championship at Night of Champions next weekend. If that is to happen, we should see we should see something kind of be made, and it was on SmackDown this week that it was made official that Jade will challenge Tiffy for the title a week from today. Charlotte Flair has held 16 WWE Women's World Championships, and as well as the Women's Tag Team and NXT titles. Though the United States title might sound like a step down, it isn't hard to imagine an angle where she wants to be the first Grand Slam Women's Champion. Not that destination actually means something though. So, but it seems that Jade Cargill is still a big part of the SmackDown Women's division. What do you think about the plans being made for Charlotte versus Jade? And is that a big enough matchup for a show like SummerSlam? Josh?
I mean, it could be. Especially if you put Jade over, because she's shown, like, if you give her a good dance partner, she's good. Her and Rhea, have had great matches because, Rhea's the one that's carrying the matches. So if you pair up with Charlotte, it's going to benefit Jade. It's just everything else that just comes with it, where it's like, all right, you want to make her prominent, you want Jade to be this person, but then it's like, you kind of know what you're getting after the fact. So, I mean, if that's a matchup that you're pairing up for SummerSlam, I think it would be a solid matchup.
We shall see what happens there. What do you think, Krssi, about Jade versus Charlotte?
I mean, they've been trying to do this for since Jade got there.
Yeah.
This has been something that they've been teasing and playing in our faces, and it's like a piece of cheese in front of the mouse. They're trying to just keep dragging it, just trying antagonizing us. So, I mean, it's only I think they can, if she gave good matches with Rhea, I think they can do something good together.
Yeah, I have no doubt that this will probably be one of Jade's better matches. Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see if it is going to be for the title, the women's US Championship, because it would feel kind of soon that Jade just lost the women's championship at WrestleMania, and then two months later she's the women's United States champion. It would show that the company kind of view her as someone important that they want to put in this type of position, but still just comes off a little weird to me.
Yes, I agree.
We'll see what happens there, but we'll keep you posted as the plans come out. But then we also got some plans in store for Chad Gable, as his name has been in the news as of late, ever since he was unmasked as the original El Grande Americano back at Noches de los Grandes. He has been someone that has been pushed very prominently on WWE television, and that seems for good reason. According to WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select, there are several people in WWE pushing to give Gable to have a prominent spot at WWE SummerSlam. The 2-night event is taking place in Indianapolis, Minnesota, which is Gable's hometown. There is no word on exactly what kind of presence is being pushed for, nor is anything confirmed on whether the push will bring results. Gable has been involved in a storyline with Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Rusev, and Ethan Page over the last couple of weeks. WWE Intercontinental Champion Penta has also been revolving around this story, as Rusev and Page have been targeting his title. WWE SummerSlam, of course, takes place on August 1st and 2nd from the U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Do you think we will see Chad Gable in a title match at SummerSlam this year? Krssi Luv?
We should. Because nobody else really doing it with the other titles. Like, give it to
Chad. I'm here for Chad Gable. What about you, Josh?
Yeah, give it to Chad.
Currently, I don't see it happening.
Oh.
It should happen. I just don't see it happening because I don't know what direction they're gonna go with him. Like I said, I've been liking the stuff they've been doing with him. I like it. But I mean, he's been due for a mid-card title for years now. So, if it hasn't happened yet, it's one of those things where I'm like not really being hoped to. You would hope that would be a good start. Like, all right, SummerSlam, a title match for him. He's more than deserving of it, so you would hope so.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Chad Gable. I said 2 weeks ago, push him to the moon, have him face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, but I know that's not going to happen, so I'll settle for Penta in the Intercontinental Championship.
He said, like, whoa, slow down, relax, buddy. Like, whoa.
Relax. It's so sad they changed this theme. This generic ass shit. Oh man, it was disgusting. I was like, they really Def Rebeled my boy. My boy was riding high, and they gave him a Def Rebel theme, y'all. What are we doing?
Yeah, that shit sucked.
Sucked big time, man.
It's like, what are we doing? It's like, what are we doing?
But we got more news to discuss, and it's time to talk about the news that Josh was looking forward to the most outside of TNA. It's Danhausen and the Knicks, the match made in heaven that everyone's talking about and everyone's so excited for, and they love it so much. WWE has been in talks about future crossover plans for Danhausen and the New York Knicks, according to a new report. As has been noted, Danhausen has been pretty heavily involved in the NBA champions as a result of having uncursed the team earlier in the playoffs. The very nice, very evil man attended games during the finals and made a mini documentary congratulating the team while also taking credit. It was reported that WWE has had big plans for Danhausen if the Knicks won the championship, and Fightful Selects reported in their latest debunkathon that there have been discussions of additional merchandising and other crossover plans with the Knicks. Details of those plans have yet to be revealed. The report also noted that Danhausen is expected to be in heavy demand now during Fanatics Fest in New York City, which will take place at Javits on July 16th through the 19th. The WWE Stars merchandise sales have been incredibly high in WWE, ranking among the top names in the company. So him helping the Knicks win an NBA championship will only continue that. And I just want to say, don't all you motherfuckers who tried to play me when I said that Danhausen in WWE was a match made in heaven and this is going to work.
Yep.
All of y'all look very dumb right now. I was reading comments on In the Weeds. I forget if it was earlier this week or last week, where I read through some of the comments, some of the people who called me like the R word, and said that I was stupid, said that ESPN and Disney will never let this indie clown on their television. This was my post that I made before Danhausen debuted at Elimination Chamber, and then I had the people who answered or replied to the tweet after Elimination Chamber, like, oh, what you think now? He got booed out the building. I guess I was right. Like, nope. You look at it now, all these months later, now we see who's really right.
Mm-hmm. It was just the way that they brought him out on the first product that they shouldn't have done that. But once they figured out what his stitch was, they ran with it. And it's been doing good ever since.
This was a match made in heaven. Like Danhausen would never reach this level of star power in any other company besides WWE. Like the whole thing with the Knicks, that would have never happened in WWE. Like, why? I don't understand why people want to stay on the whole, oh, Tony fumbled, AEW fumbled on him. This could have been them. No, it would never be them. The Disney and ESPN partnership has so much to do with all of this. The whole Jalen Brunson was on WWE television 2 years ago. Like he was, there was always these connections to the New York Knicks with WWE, not with AEW. So I don't understand why we're even getting into the talk while there's fucking articles dedicated to Tony Khan and AEW fumbled. You see what Danhausen doing with the Knicks? No, you sound like a fucking dummy. Because this shit would not be possible with no goddamn AEW.
See, too bad you're not a betting man, SP, because you could have been a millionaire, son.
You know, you can't bet on certain things in wrestling. What do you think about the most popular Knicks fan in New York, Danhausen, Josh?
He hates it.
Let me just say, Danhausen ain't no fucking Knicks fan. All right, I see through the bullshit. You know. I am not accepting him as a Knicks fan. And he could do whatever he wants. He could do his stupid little curse. You can't curse somebody who's already cursed, all right? So good luck with that.
There you go. Nice of you. Nice of you to get that out. You had to get that out of your system, and I hope you feel better.
I feel a little bit better.
We got a super chat donation here from our boy Dion Jenkins. Thank you so much, Dion, for the support. He says, Josh and Krssi, it was mentioned on Rated Raw Review that LA Knight is approaching bum territory. So in your opinion, is he a contender?
Yes.
Josh?
You, Josh?
Oh, he's definitely getting there.
Yeah. They're definitely pushing him.
But to me, you know what's going to solidify it for me if he chooses to stay, right? Because he already has his current contract now. But say like if he extends his contract, or his free agency is coming up, and he decides to resign with WWE, and all this shit's going on, then to me that solidifies him as a bum. Why? Because it's like you know how they're treating you, bro. And you decided to stay. It's like Sami Zayn decided to stay. Sami Zayn
if we find out he took the pay cut, it'd be even worse.
Right? That would be even worse. Oh no! If I find out that he's one of the people that took the pay cut, oh, he's certified bum. Like not even a question. Not even a question. That's why I put Finn on the list, because I'm like, Finn had a chance to leave and he didn't. And you see how they treated him. So it was like, I can't ignore that. Sami Zayn had a chance to leave and he didn't. And look how they treated him. So if I find out that he took the pay cut, or if he's like one of those guys, I do see LA Knight, to be fair, to his credit, I do see him being the guy to leave. Like I do see him being that guy to leave, because obviously Triple H doesn't have his back. Like we've already seen that. We've seen that from that show Unreal. We've seen it from that. So he really doesn't have his back. Like I see him being the guy that's like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
I would hope so.
But I mean, if the money's too good, then the money's too good. He's gonna be
Josh
there.
took the words right out of my mouth. You know how
You
they
know?
love to make if someone say stay longer because I'm like, we'll just pay you. We'll pay you this. You know what I'm saying? They'll make you stay.
You know, and some real shit. I can't blame nobody for that. Like on that aspect,
right?
It was like they give you the bag. What are you supposed to do? You supposed to say no?
You know? Exactly. You can't say no after that.
You can't say it's impossible. You're already accustomed to a certain lifestyle. I'm not going to diminish that and go somewhere and
facts.
But if I find out, but it'll be crazy though. If I find out that he did take the pay cut and somebody like Kofi and Woods while there were more like WWE lifers compared to him, I'm like something math ain't mathing right now.
Yeah. We got Michael Allen Lewis says facts. They love the fumble talk because AEW has legit made stars from former WWE NXT talent, and WWE has struggled to make stars out of former AEW stars beyond Cody and Danhausen. I mean, I think Ethan Page is in the argument. Jade Cargill in the argument. They've made them bigger stars, but yeah. I think it's even in regards to people coming from WWE.
The thing is too is that the Danhausen goofiness, it goes with WWE. Like it goes with that. So if AEW, so when I hear people talk about like, oh, that AEW fumbled him, they could have gotten this or that, even by like commentators that I respect, it's just like I don't agree with that because I just thought he was in the wrong company when it comes to that. Yeah. Because once you saw Danhausen's wrestling. If you notice, once he started wrestling in AEW, he started being used less. That's not a coincidence. That is zero coincidence. So I think he's at the place where he needs to be, and they've been using him. Again, this whole fumble shit is just weird to me because, like, for some people, I could say they fumble. Some people, I don't agree with. Like, when people talk about Ethan Page, do I think they fumbled Ethan Page? Not really, because I don't. Because
I think they did.
No, I mean,
definitely.
Which is fair, but my point is that the reason why is because like I felt like Ethan Page fits with WWE, so he's at the place where he needs to be. He's a good talker.
They didn't know how to use him over there.
Yeah, his wrestling's not going to stand out, but he's good enough to give you like solid matches, right? In AEW, his matches weren't going to stick out. Like he wasn't going to be that guy in AEW. So in WWE,
I think he was. I still talk about his coffin match with Darby Allin. His coffin match with Darby Allin was one of the best Dynamite matches of that year. Like I think if anyone qualifies as a AEW fumble, it is Ethan Page to me.
Yeah, which is fair. Like, but it's just like I stand by what I say just because of the talking, like his character, like the stuff that you're getting from Ethan Page fits. It just fits like a glove with WWE. So I felt like he's in a better spot. Right now, like if you're making those arguments where he's had good matches in AEW and he has done this, I think that's a fair argument. I think that's totally fair to make like, oh yeah, that they fumbled him. I just think that Ethan Page is at the spot that he needs to be at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to that, so it's really benefiting him when it comes to that. Danhausen, I don't think it's a fumble at all either, just because I'm like, he's a fucking goofy character. Like, it works with WWE. It didn't work with AEW because his wrestling doesn't stand out. People have been making this weird comparison now with like Leo Rush, but the thing is that Leo Rush is a good wrestler. So not only that Leo Rush has the character now, but he's good. He's a good, solid wrestler that they like. That's why it's working.
That's why it's working. It works for their brand. Yes.
Yeah, like being a good to great wrestler, that's like a starting block thing for AEW. And then if you have the character on top of it, then they will shoot you to the moon like they did with Timeless Toni Storm. Toni Storm, but without the Timeless character, was just a good to great wrestler, arguably one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. And then she had the character and she became the ace. She became the face of the AEW women's division. So it all depends.
And she peeled back her wrestling. That's the thing, though. Yeah. She peeled back a lot of her wrestling, and then she was still good. It was like, oh shit, like she's still like putting on great matches because he fit the style that her character is, like more like basic, more modern, like she was able to work with that, and then with over time she started doing some of the stuff that she started doing back in the day again. So like those things work, and that's why it's benefited like certain people like that, like Ricochet developed a character. Like we know Ricochet is a good wrestler, but then he
Right, but
developed
he had no character.
in
Yes,
AEW.
yes,
You know,
yes.
so those things. I just think that people are at where they need to be at, right? And I like to me, like I don't even think like in a sense, I don't even think WWE fumbled Ricochet just because I'm like I just knew it wasn't like the fit. It wasn't going to work out because he's a flippy guy. He's a flippy wrestler that he's not good on the mic. So I knew like it wasn't going to work out in WWE eventually. You know, so I think people are at where they need to be at. But there's like, you know, there are a few people that you could really debate and really say like, yeah, they fucked this up when they had the chance.
So it appears that AEW and WWE have been going through some visa issues. Figure 4 Online's Brian Alvarez reports that WWE is facing significant visa issues at the moment. It's unknown which talents this is referring to in WWE, but it's noted that various companies across the United States have experienced work visa problems in recent years, keeping wrestlers out of action for significant periods of time. Although Alvarez's report doesn't specify which talent the issues are referring to, Figure 4 Online's report notes that back in March, WWE is looking to sign more of the wrestlers on the AAA roster to new deals with visas so they could work in the United States. This year's AAA Triple Mania 34 event will be held over 2 nights, with night 1 scheduled for the Luxor Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada on September 11th. As noted, Commander and Beast Mortos are currently unable to wrestle in the United States due to the work visa issues. Mortos currently holds the ROH World Tag Team titles with Sammy Guevara, and as a result of the problems, Mortos and Guevara have recently been defending the titles in Mexico and CMLL. Stardom similarly had to make changes to its WrestleMania weekend shows in April due to what the company called an unusually long visa process. As a result, Maki Ito, Yuri Hime, and Fuachan were unable to travel to the United States to compete at the event. So we will keep you posted and have any further updates about the visa issues in both WWE and in AEW as they go on. But last weekend, you had the UFC Freedom show, which had a lot of WWE and WWE adjacent people showing up, including Roman Reigns, Nick Khan, and Triple H. The UFC White House event, it was taking place on Sunday, June 14th, and both Reigns, Nick Khan, and Triple H were in attendance at the show. TKO shared a photo of the World Heavyweight Champion at the event, while Shane McMahon's son, Declan McMahon, posted an Instagram reel from the show. The video showed not only Declan and Shane, but also Khan in the background. WWE is, of course, the sister company of the UFC under the TKO banner, and several WWE stars did meet and greets at the Fan Fest in the lead up for the show. Disgusting. That's my only feedback and commentary on this situation. Disgusting.
But are we surprised though, friends?
Oh no. This is who they decided to get in the bed with.
I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed. Especially Roman Reigns.
Right.
Well, that's no that Roman Reigns with the white hat behind. I'm like, oh no, bro. Like, no, I was like, no. It makes me want to sell my Bloodline sneakers. Like, damn.
I mean, listen. It's like you said, it's disappointing. That's just what it's not shocking. I figured they would be at such an event because, you know, they're such close friends with the president and whatnot, and he has big ties with WWE since like
he got stock now. Well, he got stock. He got TKO stock.
That too. So now we're at the point where it's like, okay, girl, do what you want to do. Like, your stock will now go down a lot more. Just letting you know.
Yeah, Roman was already on record saying that he supports Trump, and now he just put the stamp on it just in case people.
Hey man,
were confused.
And I get it. He said it last year, but it's like it's still disappointing to see. Like the visual of it was disappointing. It's still like, oh,
I get it. A new report had a bit of context on how far back WWE made the change to WWE Money in the Bank. As was announced earlier this month, WWE pushed back the PLE from September 6th to October 10th. The event is still taking place at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. The word at the time was that the reason for the move was due to a scheduling conflict with broadcast partners, according to Fightful Select Answers Q&A in response to a fan question. New Orleans was made aware of the date change for Money in the Bank 2 months ago, and that someone from New Orleans had reached out to the outlet in April with a tip about it. WWE is still hosting an event on September 10th, September 6th, announcing that Sunday night's main event will take place on September 6th at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. And that show will be the first time in at least the current run of the Peacock airing specials that a main event will air on a Sunday instead of a Saturday. This whole New Orleans thing is just another example.
Like, yeah, just say I don't want to go to New Orleans. Just say don't do no more business with them. Like,
we made the joke last week that WWE events in New Orleans has become the new GTA 6. They just keep pushing it back. Keep pushing it back. Keep pushing it back. Nope, push it back further. No, further. No, further. There we go. All right. It is time for Josh's favorite time of the show where we talk about the C-level WWE shows, guys. First up, we're going to talk about WWE NXT. The show did 548,000 viewers. The show featured Zarya kicking off the program to address her NXT Women's North American title win the week prior, only for Kalani Jordan to interrupt to say that she wants the NXT Women's Championship. This brought out Kendall Gray to say Kalani will have to wait because she's the number one contender now. And then finally, Lola Vice came out for a four-way argument until Robert Stone came out to announce a tag team main event. In the main event, Lola and Kendall picked up a win over Zarya and Kalani in a great match, thanks to a distraction from Tatum Paxley. Post-match, Tatum and Zarya brawled while Kendall accidentally laid out Lola with the NXT Women's Championship after Kalani snatched it away yet again. Tavion Heights defeated Jackson Drake to advance to face Miles Bourne for the NXT North American Championship at the Great American Bash. Naraku and Tony D'Angelo had a sit-down where Tony D signed the contract for their NXT Championship match while Naraku did not and said, "Evil is coming." You also had Izzy Dame beat Thea Hale while Ariana Grace scored a victory over Layla Diggs for both Izzy and Ariana to advance in the Women's Speed Championship tournament. And then finally, you had Natty defeated Jada Parker in a surprisingly very good matchup, as Natty also introduced a new trio that she has, and she's going to be her, Nikita Lyons, and Carmen Petrovic.
Oh my God. I know you fucking lying.
What the fuck? No.
I know you fucking lying, son.
Oh, God.
Nikita Multimedia, let's go! The Fine Feline. The American Cream, Busty Rose. The Ultimo Wagon, JBBL.
MAGA Lion.
MAGA the Lion. Thicky Bella. Thick Flaya. Thicker Shade.
That sounds like such a ridiculous stable to put together.
Right. And why? What do they have in common? I'll wait.
I didn't even know Pekovic still had a job there.
Oh, you gotta love our reactions because boy, oh boy, me and Josh didn't know none of this shit.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
Thicky the Wagon Steamboat. Creamboat.
She got the talent of the opposite of all of them, unfortunately.
think I'm done now.
Are you sure?
That's all I had. That's all I had, guys. I loved y'all reaction. Y'all reaction made that for me. I take it from y'all.
Yeah, that's
reaction.
a weird. That's just a weird stable. It's like why? It's like
Right. What's their names? What ChatGPT gave for them, or maybe they put it in Claude.
It was classic. The fact that no one watched the show except for me.
I don't even turn it on my TV no more on Tuesdays. Like I'm watching something else. I promise you.
shit. I be forgetting NXT is on until I be seeing and people fat
I've been
shaming.
watching the playoffs and everything. I've been watching shows. Like I ain't got time for
They be fat shaming that other guy from NXT.
Get out of here, son.
That's the only time I know about NXT. I'm like, damn, guys, like, what matches are we getting? Because I don't even hear nothing anymore. And then I'd be forgetting, like, oh wait, Evil's on NXT. No wonder I stopped caring.
More C-level shows. We go to Tubi for Wednesday. Evolve. The show featured Aaron Rurik and Max Abrams having a sit-down interview ahead of Secession 3. This ended with four.
Oh, sorry.
That's Chewy Martinez. He's the backstage interviewer. This ended with Foreman Thatcher's. I need a disclaimer for both of y'all niggas. God damn.
Come on, yo. He that size? Come on, man.
Foreman Thatcher's security separated the two until Rurik was held back and Abrams got a cheap shot in. You also had Brooks Jensen picked up a win over Elijah Holyfield. Tristan Angels defeated Chaz Starboy Hall in a fine match. Xena Sterling scored a victory over Anya Rune. And Romeo Moreno and Noam Dar beat Cam Hendricks and Harley Riggins. Then last Saturday, you had AAA on Fox. The show featured Galano getting another handicap win over Galeno and Golden Jacket, while Omos did one better. He did a 3-on-1 handicap match and won in a squash over Chris Carter, Demo, and Kingu. You also had
hair now? Since when he had a hairline?
What?
He did the Jalen Brown.
He did the Shaq and the Boston Celtics.
You know what?
We got Los Vipers overcame Esfanal, Octagon Jr., and La Parca in trios action, while Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana scored a victory over La Hydra and Joaquin Wild to retain the AAA mixed tag team titles. Post-match, Lotoxins attacked Vice until Bailey and La Catalina made the save. And then finally, we had TNA Impact on Thursday. The show featured Zaya Brookside. She came out to talk some trash about Laying Lee ahead of Slammiversary to kick off the broadcast. This led to Lee coming out, them having a confrontation and a pull-apart brawl before security got in between them. You also had Nick Nemeth, Casey Navarro, and Mike Santana picking up a win over Order 4 in trios action. Post-match, Ryan Nemeth attacked Santana, but when Santana went to strike back, Ryan ducked, so he hit Casey instead. This led to Nick Nemeth dropping Santana with the super kick. And then in the closing segment, we would hear from Santana, who called out Nick Nemeth to the ring until he and Ryan came out to say that Mike is too emotional and his title reign is on borrowed time. Yes, they ended it off with a non-physical closing talking segment. TNA. Anyway, you also had Cedric Alexander and Leon Slater were on the King's Speech, where Frankie Kazarian announced that he will be part of the Ultimate X at Slammiversary for the X Division Championship. Ricky Sosa made his return to TNA in-ring action as he picked up a win against Dax Draper. Elena Black scored a victory over Indy Hartwell thanks to a distraction from Ash by Elegance, while the System beat the Broken Hardys and Moose in a trios main event to the show. But I know that's not what any of y'all came to talk about when it came to TNA this week, because TNA is in the news this week a lot. We don't have any NXT news this week. We just got TNA and why they had a banner year, a banner week that would have been some promotions year over the last couple of days, as they announced that Tommy Dreamer has been fired from TNA. Veteran wrestler Tommy Dreamer has revealed that he has parted ways from TNA Wrestling. Dreamer, who had been working with TNA as an on-air talent, as well as a backstage producer, talent relations executive, and creative team member since 2018, revealed on Busted Open Radio earlier this week that he has exited the wrestling promotion. Dreamer revealed that he had a great conversation with TNA president Carlos Silva and that both parties agreed to part ways mutually. Dreamer said, "All relationships come to an end. I had a great conversation with Carlos Silva. Me and TNA are no longer in a relationship. We mutually agreed to part ways. It's hard. I've given so much of my life to that company. I don't have any ill will or malice. I wanted to survive and be the best I can be, and it was a 24-hour job. And I had it for 10 years. Everything comes to an end. I know I'll be okay. I hope TNA will be okay. There are no issues or malice. At this time, we just need to take a break." Dreamer's departure comes in the wake of several high-profile exits from TNA Wrestling as of late, which include the likes of Steve Macklin, Myla Grace, Steph DeLander, Mance Warner, and Danny Luna. Fightful Select is now providing more details about this exit, saying that according to their latest report, Dreamer's creative ideas have come under heavy scrutiny from several TNA stars in recent years, despite him being seemingly well-liked by many. The report adds that Carlos Silva had a discussion with Dreamer on Tuesday, June 16, following which the move was executed. PW Insider had new details on who is taking his place. Former ROH wrestler Delirious, aka Hunter Johnston, is reportedly going to head up TNA's creative department. Additionally, PW Insider notes that there is a chance that more names could join the team with Dreamer's exit. However, it said that Delirious will be the point person in the creative team moving forward. Meanwhile, Fightful Select is reporting a completely different name as Dreamer's replacement. According to Fightful's report, industry sources said that WWE Hall of Famer and former WWE creative team member BG James, aka Road Dogg, was discussed within TNA Wrestling as a potential replacement. And new report had a bit of an update on rumors of Road Dogg being that name during the latest Fightful Select debunkathon. It was confirmed a second time that Road Dogg has been discussed for a creative role in TNA. Some top names from the company's past said that they believe he would run TNA's creative quite well. TNA has cut a number of people in the last couple of weeks, including Dreamer and digital producer Luke Perron. Fightful Select also reports that Invicta VC, which FC, and Anthem Company also had some cuts, and that at least one source in TNA said that the company is now profitable under the Anthem, though there is no confirmation of that. Road Dogg previously exited WWE earlier in March after being the co-lead writer of SmackDown for just over a year. And in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer shared his thoughts on the evolving situation. Meltzer wrote that Brian James and the TNA management had been in talks for some time, but no one was aware of the discussion centered around him potentially replacing Dreamer. With Dreamer gone, Hunter Johnston is believed to be the new head booker of TNA. Meltzer also cited a WWE source as claiming that Brian James is very fundamental style booker, which the source felt was something TNA needed, and that he deals with talent enthusiastically and also has a positive outlook. THH will provide more updates on Tommy Dreamer's TNA exit when they become available, and the latest on Road Dogg potentially coming into TNA. But Ms. Krssi Luv, what do you think about this news of Tommy Dreamer being let go from TNA? What this means with the head booker being dismissed? What this means for the overall outlook of TNA? And what do you think about Road Dogg potentially being his replacement?
I was shocked when you guys posted that, because I was like, he's been like there for like ever and been taking care of them, and for them to I don't know if why I didn't read why he got fired or whatever, but it's like sad. If they get Road Dogg to do that stuff, good luck. Your product is not being watched much by people, and it probably won't be watched more after that shit either. Sorry.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong whatsoever. Josh, I know you've been wanting to talk about this all week, but just the Tommy Dreamer part of this, what do you think about his firing from TNA and what it means for the overall company moving forward?
Tommy Dreamer getting fired was a little surprising, just because like it wasn't really planned or whatever the case may be. But let's not get it twisted. Tommy Dreamer was not a good booker. Like, we got to be just ourselves. Like, he was not
He's
good.
been there forever.
Like, but a lot of stuff wasn't very. And then Delirious is not much better either. So I'm like, going from that to Delirious is going to take over full time. It don't matter. He sucks too. So it don't matter who you replace. And then Road Dogg, talking about bringing Road Dogg to be the head creative for TNA. I mean, it's like going from gonorrhea to craps. I guess it's not going to make anything better. So I don't see TNA getting better, even if you go with Road Dogg. So I mean, TNA is just in a shitty spot, and a lot of it has to do with the top, because obviously they were too focused on other things, wanted the TV deal, and now they're getting the TV deal, but then yet now you don't even have the talent to stay. You're talking about you're mentioning Mike Santana in the storyline about like, count your days being champion. It could be true, because he's probably out of there next month. So
also true, yeah.
I mean, TNA, just sell to WWE. Like, cut your losses. Like,
you're telling them to give up now?
Just wave the white flag. Just wave it. Like, you guys are done. Fucking dunzo. Like, what is this? You try to convince me that you guys are gonna be number 2? You can't even keep talent. How you gonna tell me you're number 2?
That part.
Come on.
That part. Say it.
What are we doing? Like, what are we doing with TNA? Like, come on. Like, guys. You're gonna go to Road Dogg. Road Dogg, the man that got fired because he was on unreal. No, he quit because he got his feelings hurt because of his progress report.
That's the crazy part. He got a bad progress report and said, you know what? I'm out. I'm not going to stand for this. I'm not the reason why this place is going to hell. You guys are. I commend him for that. I commend him for jumping off before the ship was burning and sinking at the same time. So
he probably jumped off and drowned too. So I mean, it's like good for you, Road Dogg, I guess. Like,
good for you. Good for you, guys. I don't know how good it's supposed to be, but yeah. Tommy Dreamer has not been good at his job. The reason why he's been under so much scrutiny over the years is because he has very I don't want to say ancient, but very old ideas of the concept of wrestling. It's very it's very 90s based, very 2000s based.
Like Bruce Pritchard.
Bruce Pritchard has 80s ideas and he still thinks it's good. Like, that's worse. That's actually worse. But like Tommy Dreamer is very 90s and 2000s base coded because he came up, he became a star in the 90s. He was a member of the WWE creative team in the 2000s. So that's where his bread and butter is going to always be at. And that's where he always kind of sticks to when it comes to his creative ideas. So I do think that they need a new voice in there, but the voice I would have said that they needed to put in there, they fired him as well. Because we're not just talking about the this one release, because we have more TNA departures that's been going on, as it is being dubbed the TNA mass exodus for a reason, as TNA did not just basically cut Tommy Dreamer. They put out a press release where they said they are doing workforce reductions. And then another name was reported as PW Insider Elite, saying that the word making the rounds is that former Impact Wrestling World Champion Sami Callihan has also left the company. Callihan was working behind the scenes as a producer for TNA after retiring from in-ring competition last year. He is the latest name in a string of exits from the company this week. Callihan has now confirmed that report with a post on his X account where he wrote, "Thought I was getting called today to be offered a position in creative? Nope, I've parted ways with TNA. Oh well, onward to the next adventure. Check out my company at PW Revolver." Sami Callihan retired from the ring last August after losing to Mike Santana in a street fight at TNA Emergence. He then transitioned to a behind-the-scenes producer role with the company. According to Fightful Select, Callihan was well-liked backstage with both staff and roster members, confirming that he was popular as an agent and a producer. Several people on the roster said that they had pushed for him to be added to the creative for a number of months. In addition to his work as an agent, Callihan has also worked in the marketing department. Callihan designed and produced the majority of TNA's merchandise over the past year and was part of the company's resurgence in terms of merchandise. He was a part of the company as an in-ring performer from 2017 to 2023. He retired from the ring after that. Earlier in the month, former Impact World Champion Steve Macklin was also granted his release from the promotion, and other recent talent include that have been released were Myla Grace and Danny Luna. He has been part of TNA since 2017, so quite the surprise, especially with the fact that he got calls from people after the Tommy Dreamer news came out. He got calls from people that was like, now it's your time, man. They're definitely going to call you up. They're definitely going to offer you a spot in creative. All for them to say, nope, we're actually firing you.
That's some fucked up shit, though.
That's some TNA shit.
That is some TNA shit. Sadly, it's not him
motherfuckers gave you hope, like, oh, you might be moving up, and then it's like, no, we actually gonna let you go.
That's crazy. That's insane to me. That's kind of cruel at the same time. It's kind of cruel and insane all at the same time. What do you think, Josh?
I mean, it is insane. I mean, it's like, it's cruel just because, like, you have a guy who stayed there, and that's the problem I'm having with TNA, where it's like, why don't you want to keep the people that want to stay there? Like, what's the reason why you got rid of Callihan? Like, what's the reason? You know, I don't get it. This move, I honestly don't get. You know, the Dreamer stuff, I could kind of justify. I could kind of get. This one, I kind of like, why? Like, I just don't. You know, this is a guy that, you know, with TNA, he has a long relationship with TNA. He's been there not only as he has, but there's times where he's left and then come back, left and then come back. And then you just do him like this. He shouldn't come back after this. It's like, man, bro, like, this is how they do you. You weren't even like a worker, you were a producer, and this is how they do you. Like, I wouldn't even go back if I was Callihan. You know, I'm just saying. I'm being honest about
I respect that.
Like,
yeah.
No, you're right. Listen, like, what are you gonna do?
Fucked up.
You played in my face. It's about so many times I'm gonna have you play in my fucking face.
Yeah, it's like it's fucked up, and it's like, at the end of the day, he's gonna be fine. Sami gonna be fine. He has his, he got his promotion going on, and maybe there might be an opportunity for AEW. I'm not saying like working wise, but like backstage wise, if that's what he wants to do. I think he brings something to the table because obviously, again, he runs a promotion and he's been running it for years, so he obviously has like. He has like experience when it comes to that. This was weird. This was probably the weirdest one, and the fact that I understand his colleagues. They're not like it's not on them, but it's just the thought of like, oh my god, you might be moving, you're getting promoted, and then it's like, nah, damn, you got the call like
on second thought,
yeah.
No.
They're like, who told you that? Imagine he would have been on the phone like, I thought I was moving up. Like, who told you that? That'd be more fucked up.
Not me. It wasn't me.
Yeah. So apparently he elaborated more on it too. Like he spoke about it.
Yeah, he did.
Apparently he spoke about it and he was talking about like how people were telling him that, but then he started putting two to two together where he's like, oh, they're gonna fucking fire me just because of the press call, like how they set it up. He's like, oh no, they're fucking here to fire me. And then apparently, like he aired his.
He went off on them. Yeah, he went off on them.
Yeah,
apparently.
Like he aired his grievances. So I mean, good for him. If he went out like that, I'm happy for him. Like at least you got to talk your shit going out. Carlos Silva a cuck too, like Steve Macklin. I hope he did that.
That's what he deserves at this point. They're getting zero good PR from all of this. But Krssi, what do you think about this release from TNA letting go Sami Callihan after he's been loyal to the company for nearly a decade now?
It's well, like Josh said, it's very TNA. It's really sad. But this is know who you're in bed with. You know what I'm saying? Because they do fucked up shit like this anyway. So. It's sad. It's but so much that people can play in your fucking face. You thought that you was gonna get this promotion, and then they was like, "Nope, we're gonna let go of you too." And it's just like he'll get another job. Someone will pick him up and have like he'll be on someone's creative team and get some work. But TNA is their own worst enemy, and TNA will be they will be the reason of their downfall. I don't know how they probably secured that deal because of WWE, but I foresee them being bought and taken over by them very, very soon if they haven't been taken over already.
The mass exodus is just crazy right now because you're getting a number of different kind of reactions to all these releases, and the one that got the most positive reaction of the week was the next one because it looks like another world champion is leaving TNA Wrestling, and this will get quite the reaction from Miss Krssi Luv. Fightful Select reports that the former Impact World Champion and Knockouts World Champion Tessa Blanchard has been released from TNA. Sources close to Blanchard said that the wrestler left TNA, claiming that she asked for her release, which TNA granted. It was currently unknown at that time why she opted to exit the company. She's 30 years old, made her shocking return to the company in December of 2024.
She damn near look 50.
Despite her TNA exit.
Yo,
words and opinions of Mr. Luv do not necessarily reflect those of Tru Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates. Most of the time she's right, but this isn't one of them.
No, I'm right. It's okay.
This is probably one of them too. Despite her TNA exit, her status with CMLL reportedly isn't changed. Sources within TNA did not immediately respond to Fightful's request for confirmation, but then Dave Meltzer reported earlier in the month that in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter that TNA wasn't happy about Blanchard appearing in CMLL, not wanting their TV talents working in CMLL. CMLL also works as a promotional partner to TNA's rival AEW. It's unknown if TNA's unhappiness with Tessa Blanchard regularly appearing in CMLL had anything to do with her exit at that time. She previously departed from TNA when it was Impact Wrestling in 2020 when she was the Impact World Champion. She was on a leave of absence at the time due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and Impact Wrestling officials subsequently terminated her contract before its expiration and also stripped her of the title. In this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer commented on the story. Meltzer claimed that Blanchard was informed by TNA a couple of weeks ago that the promotion didn't want her wrestling in CMLL. According to Meltzer, this came at a time when WWE announced its tour of Mexico, which includes shows in Mexico City ahead of CMLL's anniversary show in September 2026. According to Meltzer, Tessa Blanchard was caught in the fallout of CMLL's war with the WWE-owned Lucha Libre AAA worldwide promotion, as TNA decided they didn't want anyone on the roster who worked for CMLL. Meltzer added that TNA did offer Tessa a new deal, but that she would not be able to continue to work for CMLL. Tessa opted to stick with CMLL, but Meltzer noted that she likely would have picked TNA had she been doing something of note with the company. Meltzer then Blanchard also appeared on CMLL Informa this week, and she confirmed that it was due to TNA asking her to decide if she was a CMLL talent or a TNA talent. Why did she decided to stay in CMLL? This translation is from Fightful's Luis Polito, so shout outs to him. On the response to her exit, she says, "The truth is I have received a lot of messages from friends and news, and I haven't replied to any of them yet." On her TNA exit, she says, "I want to sort things out and set the record straight today. Here I have my life, and I feel very happy. The U.S. company asked me, Tessa, you need to decide whether you're a CMLL wrestler or a TNA wrestler. I took my time to think it over with my dad, who I trust very much. My life is here. I'm not just another foreigner. I'm the most Mexican gringa. I have many goals to achieve here, and I already reached the top of the mountain. I won everything over there, but here I have many dreams and goals to pursue. I needed to focus my career and my life here in Mexico, and from this moment on, I'm 100% with CMLL." So Tessa Blanchard gone from TNA, and I said this on Rated Raw Review, I'll say it here. This was a big fucking waste of time. If you signed Tessa Blanchard in the year of our Lord 2024, after all the drama and all the fallout that happened when she was last in TNA, where you had to strip her of the title, where she didn't want to do promos from her hotel and send it to y'all so y'all could play on TNA programming and all that shit that happened, and then everything that happened with the racism scandal that she had, you had one or two things you were going to do if you were going to bring her back in 2024. One, you need to go on a media tour where she goes on apology overload. She apologizes to everyone she offended. She apologizes for any of her actions and words that have affected people harmfully in any way during that time back when she was last with the company, and she's changed now, and then kind of go from there, put that behind you and go from there. Or you double down on that shit. You don't have her apologize for anything. You don't even let her go on a fucking media tour, and you push her to the moon, and you try to use the genuine go away heat that she had at the time and make her into the top heel. They did neither. They didn't ask her to apologize for anything. So it just became this big elephant in the room anytime she appeared that people were thinking about everything that happened with her before. And then they didn't even push her at the end of the day. She got like 2 shots at the Knockouts World title, didn't even win. So they did jack and shit with an entire Tessa Blanchard. When Tessa Blanchard was considered radioactive at that point in 2024, and they did shit with her in a year. That's insane to me. That's worse. Like, I feel like that's worse. That's worse than if they had doubled down on everything and just pushed her. I know people would have got upset about that, but it's worse to not do anything, either or. Krssi, what do you think about Tessa Blanchard leaving TNA and this second run with TNA? How it would be remembered?
I don't care. Good for TNA. They got what they deserved. They signed in the fucking first place. But this probably means that she's probably gonna go, if they do sign her, she's probably gonna go to WWE.
I don't think so. I think
No?
like I said, the whole reason she left is because she wanted to work in CMLL.
Oh, okay. Well, good for her. I don't really give a shit. So
okay, Krssi.
You knew not that. I don't know why you would ask me.
Come on, you know why.
Josh, what do you think about Tessa Blanchard's departure from TNA and how her second run will be remembered?
I mean, her second departure, I mean, it is what it is. They weren't really doing much for her. Nothing was going on. She wasn't in the title. She wasn't contending for their title. Obviously, they were in a weird spot. You know, they wanted her there, but then it was like, okay, we have you here. What do we use you for? Because honestly, even with the baggage that Tessa has, I mean, that women's division has been absolute just shits. You know, so you easily could have had her, you know, regardless, people were going to be upset no matter what. You know, she easily could have been champion again, right? For better or worse, you could have. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but it's like like you said, it's a complete waste of time because they capitalized on absolutely nothing. Like they did nothing. You know, you could have made her like a top, like the biggest heel with everything that was going on. Again, I'm not saying that I agree with that, but you could have done something. Like you signed her back for a reason. You wanted her back, so what was the purpose of having her back? You could have done something. They did absolutely nothing with her. And, you know, I think she chose the best option for her, CMML. Like, obviously, she's probably getting better. She's probably getting treated better there, you know, regardless of her background. You know, she chose CMML for a reason. And, you know, I think it's the best option for her because she wasn't doing nothing with TNA. What was going on with TNA? So, you know, it is what it is, right? When it comes to it, it's like, it's not like, I think it's one of those things where it's like it's not a net positive, it's not net negative. It's just like, all right, we lose her, nothing happens. We have her there, nothing happens. So kind of like they're fine. Like it's like okay, cool.
Yeah, they didn't. Maybe they didn't push her on for a reason. The reason being that they always knew this was how it was going to end.
It's very possible.
There's number of reasons there. Y'all are crazy in the chat.
Yeah, Carnage's comment is hilarious. I love it too, as it should have been.
Fired on Juneteenth. Well, Juneteenth week. Yeah, she was fired on Juneteenth week. Y'all are crazy for that. We got Conrad who says not defending her comments were sickening, but today I would pick CMLL 2, more consistent work and dates, bigger crowds, probably better pay. I mean, that's the part that's scary, is that might be part of the reason, is that she's probably getting paid more in CMLL than fucking TNA. The fact that any wrestling promotion in North America, right, you could say that about,
right?
Yeah, that's
that part. Yep, you're right.
Mr. Town saying Krssi drinking her tea and saying bye to Tessa Blanchard.
Sorry, you know.
Michael Hallelujah says Krssi got no fucks to give Tessa, and I respect it.
Thank you.
We got Mr. Town saying I don't feel bad. I don't feel sorry for Tessa Blanchard though. I
read that wrong. I thought he said he felt bad. I'm like, feel bad for what? I'm like, feel bad for what? I was about to, but I'm like, all right, I'll take it back.
Yeah, she's married to Esfinay in CMLL as well. So she loves them Mexican brothers.
Out there. I'm about to say she lives out there. Yeah. She can work out there. Good riddance.
Cody Esteban saying Carlos Silva is a bum. We got Conrad who says best TV deal they've ever had, worst roster, number 4 promotion and falling.
Number 4? Number 4, that's generous.
I think he's only talking about North America.
Even that.
I know. I think North America 4 seems reasonable. 4 seems realistic. They're like number 4. Maybe I'll put like MLW or ahead of them, but 4 seems doable. We got a super chat donation here from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, as New Yorkers, which former New York-based wrestler would you rather claim if given a choice, Taz or Tommy Dreamer? I've always been a Taz guy.
I want to say Taz.
I've always been a Taz guy. I've never been a Tommy Dreamer guy. I thought he was too much.
I didn't watch enough of Tommy Dreamer stuff to like him or know him anyway. So I would pick Taz any day.
But the thing, and it also depends on how you look at it, because Tommy Dreamer, he was likable because he was always the underdog in every fucking story that he was in. He was always like that person. Taz was just a complete badass. And I'm like, when you find when you know, coming from Brooklyn, you know, when you hear he's from Brooklyn and he's the way that he is, everybody was always behind Taz. Because
facts.
There's no debate on that because it's Taz.
Yeah, that's easy. It's Taz all day. Taz is honestly probably my top 3, top 5 favorite New York wrestlers ever. So yeah, it's easily always going to be Taz for me. Some final notes on TNA's crazy week. And yeah, look at this. There is actually some good news if you're a TNA fan this week. Allie is officially back in the fold with TNA, and she has re-signed with the promotion, as a new report has revealed. She made a return in March as part of the Undead Realm. Allie was previously with TNA from 2013 to 2019 and was killed off screen at the end of her run. She left TNA to go to AEW, where she worked for 4 years and portrayed the Bunny in the alliance with Butcher and the Blade. Allie and Rosemary, teaming as Demon Bunny, will be challenging the Elegance brand for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships a week from Sunday at Slammiversary. In an interview with Denise Salcedo for Instant Culture, Tasha Steelz revealed that she had re-signed with TNA as well. In addition to being a former Knockouts World Champion, Tasha is a former 2-time Knockouts World Tag Team Champion. She's been wrestling for 10 years and been wrestling in TNA since 2019. TNA confirmed the news, saying Tasha and all the stars of TNA wrestling head to Boston for Slammiversary. Steelz has not yet been announced for a match at Slammiversary, but she wrestled at the June 6 TV tapings for TNA Impact. And Trey Miguel is staying in TNA, with the promotion announcing on Friday afternoon that they have re-signed him. TNA Wrestling made the announcement official later on, saying TNA re-signed Trey Miguel. TNA Wrestling confirmed today that Trey Miguel has re-signed with the company, as first reported by iHeartRadio's Battleground podcast. A 2-time TNA X Division and 1-time TNA International Champion, Trey is also a former TNA World Tag Team Champion. He returned to TNA on January 22nd after a short-lived run in AEW, and he was international champion for 57 days this year before losing it to Mustafa Ali. He is currently out of action with a broken patella. And finally, TNA announced a partnership, a collaboration with OVW. According to PW Insider, OVW and TNA are circling on working relationship, which would make OVW the new developmental system for TNA, and the new working arrangement will be signed very soon. Sources in OVW confirmed PW Insider that TNA president Carlos Silva recently attended multiple OVW events, and he was also expected to be in attendance for OVW's 1400th TV episode, but he did not make it. OVW previously served as developmental territory for WWE from 1999 to 2008, and for TNA from 2011 to 2013. The two promotions also formed a partnership in 2019 when TNA was still Impact Wrestling, before the company later rebranded back to TNA. So people re-signing, a collaboration. Things are not all bad in TNA, guys. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't look like y'all believe me too much.
I mean,
all they did was fucking just re-sign. So that's what the fuck they did. They didn't do nothing big.
They brought in new talent. How dare you?
What new talent? Allie? She was already there before.
Well, new-ish talent.
Not new. That's not new. She was there years ago.
Why you can't let them have this, Josh? I don't understand.
Because it's ridiculous. Especially how AJ Francis tried to like, are people gonna go crazy over this like the releases? No, AJ, they're not. They're not. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And then you have Matt Hardy try to ride his meat, saying like, you see, like, shut the fuck up, Matt. You too. You're another one. Fucking, you're waving a fucking TNA flag. I don't know, man. That's like waving a flag for the fucking sinking Titanic. Like, hey guys, we're here. No, you're dead because it's sinking.
You're dead. You're dead.
You're dead.
Oh man, yeah, it's not the best look. I will say that for TNA right
Definitely
now.
not. It's not a good week for them and their foolishness and their BS. But you know, hey.
But hey, they're still alive. They're still here. They're still ticking along. No,
so we're gonna have to unplug that life support at some point.
Get the defibrillator. They're getting the flatlining.
Yeah.
But yeah, TNA is gonna TNA, guys. That's all we can say at the end of the day. What a week for TNA. The TNA is the lead topic on an episode of the THH flagship podcast. I think that's an accomplishment within itself.
It is. And it left us with great laughs. I'll tell you that. So I appreciate TNA.
See, at least we got some appreciation for TNA. You're really like low key a TNA fan, aren't you, Josh?
No.
I think deep down inside, if you looked, you would see that you're a real TNA fan at heart.
Maybe.
There we go. I'm glad you're willing to accept that you're really a TNA fan. You just haven't embraced it yet.
I mean, I embraced it when Skylar Moore was there. I can't fall for this bullshit that they've been doing ever since they got to bed with WWE.
Yeah, do you think that they are preparing, because we talked about this a little bit last week, but you think they're preparing to sell, and would WWE actually buy them? Because I wouldn't be surprised if WWE did decide to buy them, but I would be very surprised if they decide to run it. I think they would buy it and just throw it into the scrap pile and put it on the tape library on wherever service they're going to be. But I would be very surprised if they decide to actually run TNA.
Not the scrap.
Why would they do that?
No, to be honest,
I'm just saying,
why
would they run TNA with the fact that it's kind of a dying breed right now?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think they would run it just because they already got too many assets. You already got AAA, you already got NXT, you already got Evolve. You know, so I don't see it being that aspect. Do I think that they're prepared? It feels like it, and this is kind of like what we were saying even back in December, where it was like, all right, if things are not going to go well for TNA, you could kind of see them just kind of tapping out and then just selling to WWE. Even if they sell to WWE, it's going to be a process just because of the shareholders. There's a kind of like a brick wall when it comes to the shareholders. So if WWE buys TNA as in like you mentioned, like a library aspect, might be easier, but as an actual promotion to run, that's a different story. I think that would take more hoops than anything to get past. I just don't see them putting that effort because they really don't need to do that. They really don't need to. They don't need another promotion to run. They'll just do it for like the naming rights, library, all that stuff. They'll have all that shit attached to them, and then we'll get like the greatest AJ the greatest, the best of AJ Styles or something coming out. So
I can see that. Do you think that WWE would purchase TNA, Krssi?
Yeah, if they haven't already.
That is true. Like it is kind of the way they've been. Like, the way they've been moving, yeah, it's questionable.
It's just very questionable. But we've been saying that for a long time. I was like, did WWE already buy them? Like, then they're doing these like cross-brand shows and all this stuff like that. Like, they're being on NXT and whatnot. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they already bought them already. Just kept the whole thing under wraps, but still making it, that brand. Like, we're keeping them separate till they want to make it come together. I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, I've seen crazier stuff in the wrestling business, so yeah, it's not anything too new. Yeah,
exactly. It's definitely not far-fetched. So
no. All right, but we've come to the end of WWE and the WWE partner promotions. It's time for TikTok time, guys. For Krssi Luv's favorite time of the show, I'll let you say it. Krssi Luv, what time is it?
TikTok time.
Indeed. And we get some help for TikTok time because I don't know if you guys have been seeing it or the people watching have been seeing it, but we're in a recent craze when it comes to online gaming and being into sports. One of those crazes has become the 82-0 craze, which is basically a basketball simulator where you get to pick from different players, different teams from all generations to basically get the perfect team that will get you 82-0. They have a football version of it that's called 20-0, where you can do the same things for all-time great NFL teams and all-time great players. You got one for hockey. There's one for baseball, but there's also one for pro wrestling. Yes, pro wrestling has quite a few, actually, when it comes to this craze that's been going on. They have the main eventer, which I think was one of the first ones that I saw. Main eventer, where you get to choose from different matches on Cage Match. Maybe we'll play that today. Maybe we won't. I don't know. There's also a 5-star booker, which is one of my new favorites, where you get to pick from different people from different eras in their career. But today we're going to play Clash of the Territories. Clash of the Territories is my personal favorite when it comes to these simulators. So we're going to read the rules and we're going to see if we can put together a perfect or at least a 9 out of 10 card from the things that we choose here. But let's look at it. I'm going to share my screen so we have it here. This is Clash of the Territories. So it's got less book. It's got a whole leaderboard now. So they switched this up, the interface, because this is not the interface that I last saw. But we see a couple of like the leaderboards for Die Hard and everything. But they have different ones, different free plays that we can do, where we could do an analyst, which is we get the full stats. So we get to see out of 10 what they get in like work rate, commercial, star power, stuff like that. We have Die Hard, where we don't get any of the stats. It's just our pure knowledge of these performers. And then budget, where you pick your booker and you spend wisely. So you're on a budget on everything. But basically, similar to 82-0 challenge, where you get to spin and it'll go on like a certain team and year. With Clash of the Territories, we get to spin for the booker that we're going to have. So this should be interesting. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Have you guys played this before?
No.
Absolutely not.
So we're going to do it for the first time together. So which mode are we choosing? Analyst, Die Hard, or budget? Don't answer all at once.
Die Hard.
I could try on it. Oh, Die Hard. Let's go with Die Hard.
Right. We're going with Die Hard. All right. Oh, we get to choose. We get to choose it? Nah, I'd rather choose for me. Let's spin. Okay, so it's been, and we're getting Dusty Rhodes. So let's read our Booker thing here. So Dusty Rhodes, emotion and connection above everything. Dusty wants the crowd to feel something. The big babyface comeback, the underdog moment, the crowd investing in a story. Charisma is king. Give him talkers and crowd favorites. All right, so how we do this, we're going to be basically picking the main event, the co-main event, a tag team match, a women's match, and an opening matchup, and we got to pick the face and the heel for each of these matches. So for our opening matchup, we get to choose between Al Snow, Tommaso Ciampa, Kip Sabian, Nick Mondo, Ricochet, Rich Swann, Elijah Burke, Colin Delaney, The Rock, Jey Uso.
The Rock.
The Rock?
I mean,
you in agreement, Krssi?
Yeah, if you want someone that's going to have the crowd like feeling something, The Rock would be the best person that,
All right, so we got The Rock versus Samurai del Sol, Hornswoggle, Zack Ryder, Super Dragon, Rory McAllister, Eric Young, Giant Gonzalez, Colin Delaney, Jimmy Uso, JTG.
It's a Giant Gonzalez. That would be a show. Damn.
We should do The Rock versus Hornswoggle and have Hornswoggle win.
Okay, whatever.
The fact that y'all listening to me is so funny. Okay, I mean, there's not many better options. Yeah, there's not many better options, so we're picking Rock versus Hornswoggle. Then we got the women's matchup. We got Melina, Michelle McCool, Beth Phoenix, Io Sky, Brooke Tessmacher, Layla, Roxanne Perez, Jazz, Alexa Bliss, Ivory. Krssi Luv.
Oh, okay. Io.
All right. We got Io Sky as our baby face, and she's facing Alexa Bliss. Morocco Yoshida. We got Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Lady Tapa. We got Liv Morgan, Rosemary, Oksana, Beth Phoenix, ODB, Melina.
I go Britt Baker.
All right. So we got Britt Baker. Now we got the tag team matchup. For the face, we got The Shield, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins.
I love how they put the two of them in there.
Men on a Mission, Mabel and Mo. The Varsity Club, Mike Rotunda and Rick Steiner. We got the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. We got the Executioners. We got the Beverly Brothers. We got the Hate Club of Nate Hatred and Nick Gage. We got Too Cool, the Good Brothers, the Moondogs. Josh?
Man, this kind of sucks.
I think we got some good options here.
I would say the Shield, but the thing is, I don't want to race Roman Reigns in a tag team match.
Right.
I don't know. We don't know if he's going to even come up in a singles match, so we got to take him when we see him.
All right, the Shield then.
Got the Shield versus either the Bullet Club, AJ Styles and Carl Anderson, the Quebecers, the House of Black, Malachi Black and Brody King, the Natural Disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon, TNA, the Addiction, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, the Body Donnas, Skip and Zip, Killer Bees, the Judgment Day, or the Wild Samoans. Roman versus his dad.
Yeah.
Wild Samoan.
Yep. He was all thinking the same thing. We're evil.
That just works.
Look at us.
That just works. Then we got co-main event. So it's a tag team elimination match. So we get 3 tag teams here. So babyface, we got the Head Shrinkers, Men on a Mission, Cam and Connection, the Body Donnas, the Moon Dogs, the Road Warriors, the House of Black, Public Enemy, America's Most Wanted, Killer Bees.
Road Warriors.
Yeah, Dusty loves him some Road Warriors. Then we got the Quebecers, the Briscoes, Imperium, Good Brothers, the Body Donnas, the Moon Dogs, the Dudleys, Godwins, Hate Club, Colossal Connection.
The Briscoes.
Road Warriors, Briscoes, and the third team is the Bolsheviks. We got the House of Black, DIY, the Head Shrinkers, the Viking Raiders, the Moon Dogs, Powers of Pain, Colossal Connection, Hollywood Blonde, Steve Austin and Brian Pillman, and the Impact players Lance Storm and Justin Credible.
House of Black.
All right. Just gonna have these three teams beat the hell out of each other. I get it.
Yep.
And then the babyface in the main event, we got Balls Mahoney, El Dandy, Little Guido, Petey Williams, John John Cena, Billy Kidman, Brian Addis, El Phantasmo, Cactus Jack, Matt Taven.
John Cena.
John Cena.
And then John Cena versus Ray Bonchero, Xavier Woods, Perry Saturn, Ricochet, Samoa Joe, Halloween, Monty Brown, Roadkill, Atlantis, Alex Shelley.
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. All right. So who's going to be our announced team? Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, Joey Styles, Mike Tenay, and Don West.
I like how they had Joey Styles by himself.
Absolutely. He's a commentary team of his own.
Then Joey Styles then.
I think Joey Styles works more for like a Paul Heyman show.
Okay. So then Jim and Jerry.
Jim and Jerry, maybe later. All right, now we got to pick the winner. Who we got? We got Rock and Hornswoggle going for the Hornswoggle. Yep. Then we got Io Sky and Britt Baker. Who you got, Krssi?
Britt.
Then we got the Shield versus the Wild Samoans.
The Shield.
Road Warriors, Briscoes, House of Black.
I'll go with the Road Warriors.
And then John Cena and Samoa Joe. It says John Cena grew up in this territory, learned to wrestle 3 miles from this building. Samoa Joe flew in on a chartered flight and demanded a title shot. This crowd knows which of them belongs here.
John Cena.
We got best of 3 falls, special guest referee, or barbed wire match.
Special guest referee.
That seems old school enough. All right. What the hell? Does it say we can't pick that one? Why can't we go ahead? Pick all winners. Oh, okay. We got to pick the John Cena. So John Cena. Okay, there we go. Special guest referee. John Cena wins. Let's see what our score is. Here we go. 6.8. We had an average show. It was called Thunder of the Bold.
Wow, what a stupid fucking name.
It says Dusty Rhodes' philosophy was visible in places tonight, but the execution didn't always follow through. JR and Lawler did what they could with the material. You've seen Dusty Rhodes do more with less. Then it says John Cena and Samoa Joe have had better nights. Dusty Rhodes miscalculated here. And then Honestly, the Shield versus Wild Samoans was the highlight, and it wasn't particularly close. Would have been nice to see that energy earlier.
Oh damn! Oh damn! That's
Kept
funny.
it real with us. Moments of Dusty's best, big emotion, big comebacks, but it didn't sustain. All right. So what do y'all think?
That was better than I thought because we
Yeah.
fucking have Road Dogg versus The Rock opening the show.
So yeah, it seems where we got Dion saying Shield and Wild Samoans might be the most emotional Dusty Rhodes booking match. We had an excellent card. I think this card was phenomenal. Especially the main event of John Cena and Samoa Joe. That's what I thought. All right, let's see what we can do. Do you want to do one with analyst? Yes,
I could try analyst.
Yeah,
I could try analyst.
Oh, let's do one with the Die Hard, but let's see if we can rank. Let's see if we can rank. So THH will be our username. Let's try Die Hard. Let's see if we can rank now. Okay, so we got Paul Heyman now. Hard hitting, dangerous, authentic. Heyman wants stiffness and edge. Taz, Sabu, Rob Van Dam, Moxley. The crowd needs to believe it's real and slightly out of control. Safe workers need not apply. All right. So first match, we got Babyface, Halloween, Roadkill from ECW, Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, Abdullah the Butcher, Kofi Kingston, Necro Butcher, Fit Finley, Delirious, Hornswoggle.
And what kind of matches he's looking for?
Hard-hitting, dangerous, authentic, stiffness, and edge. I think
Shit.
Abdullah the Butcher or Roadkill or Necro
I'm about to
Butcher.
say, yeah, Abdullah the Butcher.
Probably Abdullah the Butcher.
All right. Abdullah the Butcher versus Brian Adis, Finn Balor, Chris Adams, Roadkill, Mike Knox, Sinitsky, Kip Sabian, Abyss, Cactus Jack, John Zandick.
Cactus Jack.
Yeah, I was gonna say either him or Zach or John Zandick. Then we got the women's match: Babyface, Shayna Baszler, Harley Sato, Athena, Megan Bain, Rosemary, Rosa Mendez, Julia, Nori Tentino, Combat Toyota, or Jade Cargill.
Who's not even with AEW, but okay.
I guess they're saying you could pick that Jade Cargill, AEW Jade Cargill. I would go with Athena or Megan Bain here. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, so who you got as the heels? Is this if these are baby faces?
This is the baby face. We'll see you after we pick the baby face.
Give me Megan Bain, I guess.
All right, Megan Bain versus Isla Dawn, Eagles Sawi, Tori Wilson, China, Piper Niven, Angelina Love, Oksana, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, Sky Blue. I think you gotta pick Piper.
China.
Piper. Oh, you run China? All right.
So what you was gonna say?
I was gonna say. Well, it doesn't matter now.
I thought you didn't even pick it up. I mean, okay, sorry.
Then we got the tag team matchup. You got DIY, the Natural Disasters, the Good Brothers, War Machine, the New Age Outlaws, the Eliminators, Money Inc., the Body Donnas, the Von Erichs, Edge and Christian.
Ooh.
I think the Eliminators.
To be honest, these are good options. Oof.
Yeah. I think the Eliminators because it's Heyman.
Okay.
The Eliminator. Yeah, that makes sense.
Then we got War Machine, the Moondogs, LAX, Homicide and Hernandez, the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart, Evil Uno and Stu Graysons of the Dark Order, TNA, the Bushwhackers, the Brainbusters, Imperium, the Head Shrinkers. thinking either War Machine or LAX.
I'm going with War Machine.
Oh.
Okay, so we got one for LAX, one for War Machine. What does the chat say? Dion says War Machine. We got one for War Machine. Come on, chat. Let us know who you think we should pick. War Machine or LAX? War Machine or LAX? We got one for the Hearts. Okay. We got one for LAX. All right, y'all making this more difficult. Y'all throwing more people into the mix now. See, if this was Santana and Ortiz, I think it would be easy for LAX. I'm just nervous about Homicide and Hernandez, but let's go.
Okay, yeah, you're okay. So yeah, go with the War Machines then.
Oh. No, we went with LAX. The chat said LAX, so we'll go with LAX. Then we got a second women's match in the co-main event. We got Maria Kanellis, Charlotte Flair, Willow Nightingale, Shayna Baszler, Yumiko Hoto, Rebel, Mercedes Moné, Nia Jax, Molly Holly, Roxanne Perez. What do you think? I'm thinking either Mercedes or Willow.
I want to say Mercedes or Willow. Mercedes.
All right, we're going with Mercedes here. So Mercedes Moné versus Rosemary, Shuri, Havoc, Piper Niven, Chris Statlander, Roxanne Perez, Eagle Swawi, Tamina, Lady Tapa, or Kelly. Thinking Shuri or Statlander?
Statlander. Oh.
Got one for Shuri, one for Statlander. So vote in the chat. Statlander or Shuri? We got one for Shuri. We got two for Shuri. Okay, Shuri looks like she's gonna run away with this. Two for Shuri. Monet Statlander 4. We got one for Statlander. Come on, chat. Let us know. Shuri or Statlander? Shuri or Statlander? All right, guess we're going with Shuri because y'all ain't going fast enough. Shuri. Then we got the main event: Nigel McGuinness, Kurgan, Kushida, Trent Beretta, Hornswoggle, Show, Ernie Ladd, Viscera, Adam Pearce, or Kerry Von Erich.
Nigel.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Nigel McGuinness versus Katsuri Shibata, Necro Butcher, Minoru Suzuki, Penta El Zero Miedo, Mike Von Erich, Nova, James Storm, Elix Kipper, El Phantasmo, Scott Steiner.
What?
I'm thinking Necro Butcher or Minoru Suzuki.
Oh, Necro Butcher. That crazy bastard.
All right, so for Paul Heyman, we got Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman, Gorilla Monsoon and Vince McMahon, Mike Today, and Don West.
I'm going to go with the first group.
Ian and Caprice.
Yeah.
All right. And then our winners, we got Abdullah the Butcher versus Cactus Jack. Who wins?
I'll go with Abdullah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Megan Bain versus China. Krssi.
China.
Then we got Eliminators versus LAX. Josh?
I'll go with the Eliminators.
Krssi, back to you. Mercedes Moné versus Shuri.
Mercedes.
And then we got the main event. It says Necro Butcher ended Nigel McGuinness's partner's career. Nigel McGuinness has not spoken about it publicly, has not cut a promo, has not asked for sympathy, has simply won every match since by any means necessary. Tonight is the reason. What do you think? Hell in a Cell or Falls Count Anywhere?
Hell in a Cell. Lots of blood. I want blood everywhere.
And let's go with Nigel winning.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Hour of the Faithful. What did we get? Oh, we did better. We did better, folks. 7.4.
I'll take it.
7.4. It says Paul Heyman has put together better cards than this and will again. Tonight felt like a night where everything worked just well enough to not fall apart. Fine isn't why anyone buys a ticket. God damn. Then we got Nigel McGuinness versus Neko Busher. Should have been the moment the show found its gear. It wasn't. Paul Heyman needed more from this match than they got.
Damn.
And then it says, honestly, the Elimination Leaders versus LAX was the highlight, and it wasn't particularly close. Would have been nice to see that energy earlier.
They just copy and paste that comment. What the fuck?
Like, fuck you for that comment, guy. Let's see if we've made. Okay, our score submitted to today's leaderboard. Let's see where we fell. Where do we fall? Oh, the 9th best show of the day.
Okay.
Got the 9th best show of the day, guys. We did well for ourselves.
I'll take it. Whoever's number one, you got no life.
Oh, freaking Dion says, damn, they got the Dave Meltzer reviews at the end. Basically. All right, do y'all want to play this one more time or you want to move on?
We could move on. We could do it next week. It's a good game. I kind of like it. I actually kind of getting used to it. I kind of like it. So I'll probably be more prepared next week.
We didn't do bad.
No, we did. Yeah. We did pretty well. We did pretty. Yeah, average show. We didn't have horrible shows, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yeah, I didn't want to have a horrible show.
Yeah, better show than WWE. I'm just happy.
Not saying much there, but yes, you are right. But yes, let's talk about AEW. We're going to start off this week with AEW Collision. Collision Summer Blockbuster did 364,000 viewers this week. The show featured the Death Riders picking up the victory over the Shane Taylor Promotions in a big 10-person tag team Cincinnati street fight on the show. This one was crazy, batshit insane at times, with everyone brawling all over the ringside area, from the crowd to around the ring as well. You had Trish Adora chopping the shit out of Claudio, but in the end, the Death Riders were the better team and picked up the win. You had Kenny Omega in his first singles match since AEW Dynasty. He picked up a quick win over TMDK's Bad Dude Tito. Post-match, Omega cut a promo talking about Zack Sabre Jr. being his path back to the AEW World title. Hikaru Shida scored a victory over Zeta Steel, while Persephone overcame Julia Hart, for both Shida and Persephone advancing into the TBS Championship Survival of the Fittest coming up on July 1st. The Rascals picked up a squash victory over the Atlantis brothers, as well as you had while you had their partner Myron Reed. He challenged the Jet Kevin Knight for the TNT Championship. Super fun matchup. Knight retained the title in this one. You had Athena scored a squash win over Tyra James. Post-match, Athena attacked until Maya World made the save ahead of their big semifinal matchup in the Owen Hart Cup tonight. You also had Jake Doyle scored a victory over Speedball Mike Bailey in another very good matchup on the show. The Dogs defeated the Young Bucks in a great match, while Tekla cut an excellent promo about Stardom and not wanting to apologize for her disrespect, as well as saying that her spit is worth more than the Stardom locker room. It was later revealed that Starlight Kid of Stardom will be challenging Tekla for the AEW Women's World Championship at Forbidden Door. And then you had AEW Dynamite this week, which was all about further building towards the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, as you had MJF and Mark Briscoe. They had to pick their teams for the steel cage matchup. You had MJF, who chose Kyle Fletcher, Kazuchika Okada, Jake Doyle, Kevin Knight, and Andrade El Idolo of the Don Callis family, while Mark Briscoe picked the conglomerations Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong, as well as Konosuke Takeshita and Darby Allin. This led to Team MJF defeating Team Briscoe in a splendid 12-man tag main event. Post-match, Team MJF laid out Team Briscoe, with MJF blasting Mark with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. The show came on the air with Kenny Omega picking up another quick win in singles competition, this time over Tony Nese of the Premier Athletes. Post-match, Zack Sabre Jr. and TMDK appeared. This led to Omega cutting a promo to trash talk ZSJ ahead of Forbidden Door, with the Young Bucks and Jack Perry by his side. You also had Brodito return to in-ring competition together, as they picked up a win over Daniel Garcia and John Moxley of the Death Riders in a great encounter. Post-match, Bandito challenged Mox for the AEW Continental Championship at Forbidden Door, which Moxley actually accepted. So that match has been added to the lineup for a week from this Sunday. You also had the Dogs came out for a promo, but were interrupted and attacked by the returning Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. This led to Cage and Cope issuing a challenge to the Dogs for the AEW World Tag Team Championships coming up at Forbidden Door. Then finally, speaking of our Forbidden Door, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland had a face-to-face confrontation where Ospreay called out Swerve's change in attitude this year, while Strickland called out Will for his association with the Death Riders, saying that this was everything that they fought against last year, as well as everything they did last year for Hangman Adam Page to win the AEW World title, meaning nothing to Swerve now, because Hangman's not even here and can't even challenge for the gold anymore. Swerve then brought up his history of beating Ospreay and how he can't compete with his fragile neck now. This led to Will punching Swerve, who got a steel chain from Prince Nana, until the Death Riders showed up and had Will's back. And Swerve brought up how Will has really changed since he's working with the Death Riders now. And then finally, Mercedes Moné defeated Hazuki in an absolutely tremendous encounter to advance to the Owen Hart Cup, a women's tournament finals at Forbidden Door. Hazuki with one of her best singles efforts of the year so far, while Mercedes moves on to her second straight final, where she faces the winner of tonight's Athena versus Maya World on Collision. Krssi Luv, what did you think about Dynamite this week? Most notably, that Owen Hart Cup matchup between Mercedes and Hazuki.
Banger. Like, wow. Banger. Didn't know that they was great. I knew they was going to have a great match, but I didn't think they was going to go out like that. They just was like, yo, let's go fucking blow this house down, son. And that's what the fuck they did on a random Wednesday. That was like a pay-per-view quality match. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, really good though. Really, really, those girls kicked ass. I was just like stunned that they did such a thing.
Smashed it for real. And any other highlights from the show you want to bring up?
Yes, I love the I love that they gave Briscoe that like time to introduce all his people before the match. Like instead of just having them all just come out with him, he's like, "Yo, I got all my mans coming here with me." I think Mark Briscoe was so good. I love that match. And then I like the thing between Swerve and Ospreay.
Yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a money promo from those guys. Yes. Really kind of selling the match up, selling the important.
Swerve cussing all off. I was like, why is it going off? I was like, because he just cussed up, and then I saw Will's face. I was like, oh, okay.
Told him, fuck that.
Yep.
Josh, what did you think about Dynamite this week?
I thought Dynamite was solid. Great match. With Mercedes coming back. I mean, this kind of proves. I'm like, yeah, you need somebody like Mercedes. Like you need her now. So I mean, what I like about Mercedes, especially in AEW, is she's, in her own way, she's proven a lot of people wrong. Now, those people who don't like her, they're never gonna go on her side. They're never gonna give her props because they already made up their minds. But at least fans like us, we kind of know like what it is, right? We kind of know what she brings to the table. We know what she offers, and this was no different. So that was an incredible match. And we got that on TV, so I can't complain about that. The Ospreay stuff was good. I know he made some comments that kind of uproared the Ospreay haters because of what he said, and
He's
people weren't happy.
Objectifying women, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what Ospreay does, is always going to be under a microscope. Oh, he doesn't sell in matches, under a microscope. Oh, the way he cuts promos is under a microscope. Oh, what he says, it's under a microscope. I mean, I don't think it was that big of a deal. Obviously, his wife was okay with it.
Oh, we talked about banging his wife after they got married.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's what people do. It's like, it's fucking human. I'm like, what are we doing? Freaking Josh Hart literally said that he was on bang his wife after the parade, and nobody's complaining about it.
I don't see any wives complaining.
No,
so it is what it is. But overall, I thought it was a solid episode. I don't know if it was this past last week, or because I didn't get to talk about Dynamite last week, but the crowd. I know the crowd last week kind of sucked. This week it was okay. Like, I didn't see nothing that crazy.
Where were they at?
Where were they at? They were in Houston, Texas.
Mm.
Yeah. So not the best crowd, but definitely better than last week. I will say that.
It was better, but it was like, it felt okay. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt okay. Yeah. Like, it didn't feel like over the top. It was better than last week's crowd, because that last week's crowd sucked.
Yeah. We talked all about that crowd. That crowd was not good. Didn't look good and didn't sound good whatsoever. So we got a couple of comments to highlight here. We got Dion, who says that MJF has the better overall team. What do y'all think about the teams for the steel cage match at Forbidden Door?
Well, MJF has a better team, but he's most likely losing. So I mean, you know how it is. Oh yeah, we're gonna get the best team, and then they end up losing. So it's kind of right on par with what's gonna happen. And I'm okay with it, MJF just needs something to get into. So like, if Briscoe wins, I mean, we're gonna get not one, we're gonna get a banger match. But for it to be a pay-per-view match, I think that would be good. So I'm fine with the teams. The fact he even has Okada, I thought it was kind of like, oh shit, Okada's really gonna try to help MJF not give Briscoe a title match. That aspect was pretty funny to me.
Well, I just knew that Fletcher and Okada were going to be a part of the matchup. Yeah. One, because he said he's going to get the best of the Don Callis family, and they are definitely two of the best. And two, I was like, they're going to have a reason why Takeshita's on the other team, because I figured that Takeshita was going to be in this matchup.
Yeah, so it matches up. I like the fact that they did a way that it goes within the stories. Like, Takeshita is trying to get revenge, and the two main people that were, one that betrayed him, the other one was antagonizing. It makes sense. I like the fact that they did that. And I think that's going to be a fun matchup. That's why I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be intriguing because it's inside a steel cage. All that shit is going to be inside a steel cage. But
chaos.
Yeah, it's intriguing. So I'm glad that he got it set so far. They got it set.
Oh, that was good. That was good stuff. And I like the 12-man tag they did. I don't know about doing the 12-man tag on TV before you're about to give it away on pay-per-view, but I guess the steel cage is the thing that you're paying for. Apparently.
Yeah, it's kind of like
yeah.
It's kind of like all right, like we're gonna like I mean I do see both sides. I do see your point because I thought that was a little weird too. I was like, oh, they're gonna have a big tag team match when they already announced a big tag team match for Forbidden Door, but then it's like, oh, wait, the cage plays an aspect. Okay, I guess.
Like, I'll allow it, but strange decision, I will say. That was a strange decision. But no, I really enjoyed this week's Dynamite. I like when they have the shows that focus mostly on the in-ring work. And this was a show that had like 3 of the 4 matches went like nearly 20 minutes. So they focused a lot on those 3 matches: the 12-man tag, Brodito and the Death Riders, and then the Mercedes and Hazuki. Mercedes and Hazuki, the longest women's match in AEW Dynamite history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Indeed. So it sets up Mercedes Moné to be a part of Forbidden Door, but there's been a lot of controversy and talk about Forbidden Door and its place in AEW, its place in pro wrestling, and has AEW forgotten about the forbidden part of Forbidden Door, but made me want to kind of look at everything from all these aspects of what they've been axing about the show. Currently, the show is not doing the best when it comes to the attendance for the upcoming event coming up a week from this Sunday. According to the recent reports from WrestleTix and Figure4Online.com, the AEW Forbidden Door is significantly less tickets sold than this time last year. Per the latest update, 6,411 tickets have been distributed for the show so far. The number of tickets distributed has increased by 273 since the previous update on June 13th. AEW's last visit to the SAP Center took place on October 16, 2024 for an episode of AEW Dynamite. That event reportedly had 3,464 tickets distributed. Figure 4 Online also notes that 168 tickets for Forbidden Door are still available on the secondary market. Additionally, the cheapest ticket available for the event is currently $46.15, decreasing from $53.60. Last year's Forbidden Door was held at the O2 Arena in London, England, and it was reportedly had 17,709 tickets out, and the current Ticketmaster map for the SAP Center is listed at 17,049 tickets sold, so a lot before they would get in a sold-out crowd for the show. AEW star Will Ospreay has fired back in the debate over NJPW's latest development and perceived failure to create stars. And in response to Josh from We Work Stiff, shout outs to our friends over there, Ospreay disagreed with the notion that New Japan hasn't lost the ability to create new stars. In a long post on his X account, Ospreay called out New Japan for failing to capitalize on Gabe Kidd following his wildly acclaimed matchup against Kenny Omega at the co-promotional Wrestle Dynasty event that took place last year. Will Ospreay said, disagree. Kenny Omega, who was top 4 during the greatest time period in NJPW times, comes back from nearly dying as an AEW contracted talent. His first match back is against Gabe Kidd, and they legitimately gave the craziest match that year. Did they capitalize on the performance of Gabe? Answer, no. He continued, you look at Goto, who was a soldier, has only reached that popularity after God knows how many years. Callum has completely grown into the role, and now he is hurt. You got some diamonds in the rough like Yuya and Uyawa. Shota is just finding his feet after so many flops. Drilla puts in so much work and still isn't being given the ball. I'm not saying AEW relationship is perfect. There is more we could do as a partner, but come off the idea of we don't send our top guys. We legitimately have given you the top 1% in the wrestling world in Kenny, Okada, Takeshita, Andrade, and myself. And I'm speaking for myself mainly, but for sure the other feel the same. I love coming to NJPW because it was my home for 8 years. I've legit owed my life to the Lion Mark. My point remains throughout this battle, with opinion of those that have no idea what it is to be a New Japan wrestler. Tsuji should represent the company as champion in any event that has New Japan's presence, whether it's a multi-man open challenge or whatever the fuck it is. There is a level of pride you should have, especially holding that championship. These comments come after Yota Tsuji made comments that he is basically banning himself and the IWGP Heavyweight Championship from being defended at Forbidden Door. He called out the fact that it's never a top priority for the show and only been put in multi-man matches or open challenges against retired wrestlers. So this was Will Ospreay's response to that. And we should also mention congratulations to Will Ospreay. He and Alex Windsor got married last Sunday. The Ospreay took to Facebook to share a wedding photo of himself in Windsor and says, "Hey, we did it." While Denise Salcedo also had an Instagram post up about how Windsor and Ospreay's relationship started. So congrats to Will, but it gives the question for all of like Forbidden Door. Have we reached the peak? Have we reached the end of Forbidden Door being necessary? Because AEW and New Japan, they trade talent all the time, like Will Ospreay was saying. CMLL is the same thing. Do we need a specific event every year, Forbidden Door, or do you think that AEW should just keep a pause on Forbidden Door for now until the need for it becomes available again? What do you think, Krssi?
Yeah, I think this should be like the last one because we do so much crossover with them. It's not like how it was like, I mean, it's good. They're going to give us great matches regardless. We already know that. That's for sure. But we don't need this particular pay-per-view, I feel like. You can get a different pay-per-view. Or just pause and don't have one right now. And focus on your next event, which is probably being not this month, probably the next month.
What do you think, Josh?
I don't think they should, just because Forbidden Door usually, minus this year, is usually one of their most successful shows, money-wise, gate-wise, is usually one of their most successful. It's hard to take that away just because, like, if they go somewhere else, I don't think San Jose probably was the best option, in my opinion, to go to after you went to London last year. That's just my personal take on that. I think if they would have went somewhere else stronger, I think they'd be doing better numbers. I just think they need to do more. The format needs to change. I think they need to do more of a versus New Japan versus AEW. They should go that route. I don't think it's so much of the show itself. I just think it's the format, the formula. Like, do more of that aspect of, like, every time we're getting Forbidden Door, we'll get New Japan kind of like trying to raid on AEW. It gives like that kind of feel, kind of like what Survivor Series was at one point, where it was like, Team Raw, Team SmackDown. I think they should that idea, actually. I think they should go like that route. Interesting. Have the champions face each other, like exhibition wise, that no titles are on the line. Just have your best go at it. Best tag teams, whatever the case may be. I think they should go that route.
Yeah, you're probably right. They should, or do like multi-man matches, matches like Survivor Series type matches, elimination. Have the best from AEW. You can have two separate ones with the best from AEW versus the best from New Japan, and then the best from AEW versus the best from CMLL or something. Like that.
Yeah, I think that would be more fun. I think if you give that kind of more of a feel, instead of just feeling like, all right, we're getting these matches, which, don't get me wrong, Swerve and Ospreay, I mean, that's writes itself. But for Forbidden Door, I don't think something like that should be part of Forbidden Door, because it's like, that's an AEW match. So I think that's where I'm at with that, Like, I think they should do more of a, like I said, versus. I think that would be more fun. That would be more intriguing. Doing something fresh, doing something different.
All right, Miss Krssi Luv, I know you got to run. You got to get out of here. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they shall see you again.
Hey guys, sorry I have to run, but yes, you can follow me, Krssi Luv _1, Tru Heel Krssi Luv, or just my plain name. Watch myself at SP as we did the first episode of Raising Canaan, right?
Yes.
On our other channel, and we'll probably do the next one this week. And did you do the Shy already, SP?
I plan on doing that either
Okay.
tomorrow or sometime early this week.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me know. I'll try my best to join you on that one. Other than that, yeah, I'll see you all later. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Miss Krssi Luv. We will see you next week, sis.
Later. Bye, guys.
Later. All right, let's see what the chat's got to say about everything. We do have a couple of super chat donations here, as I'm seeing. We got Dion. Thank you so much for the super chat donation. He says, have y'all ever played an AEW or WWE Sprockle quiz? No, I couldn't even say that word right, Sprockle. Have you?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
So it's not just me. Thank you. Appreciate you for that. We got also in the chat, Mr. Bonda. Thank you so much, Mr. Bonda. In the chat, he says, oh yeah, 2-time AEW World Champion, July 26, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, redemption. Talking about Kenny Omega, saying he thinks Kenny's gonna win the big one at Redemption coming up next month. We also got here in the chat shout outs to Shad Talks Graps. Good to see you in the chat, good brother. We got Michael Allen Lewis, who says it's unfair to new NJPW for AEW to expect them to produce stars for Forbidden Door each year when you get most of their top stars. They're not giving most of their top stars this year. I think that's the point that Will Ospreay is trying to make. You have Tsuji, who's saying that he's not going to be doing the event. He's just going to stay away from the event. That hurts the whole perception anyway. If your biggest star in the company is choosing not to go, they only got really Shota Umino and Zack Sabre Jr. going this year so far from the matches that have been announced. So I think that's an issue.
Yeah, and that's why I necessarily don't agree with this, because I think Will was right. I think he was right for a lot of things that he was saying, because a lot of things that he was saying we were saying ourselves. So it's not like I mean, the gay kid thing, I mean, we were saying that last year where we're like he had one of the best matches. This is a guy, he's on like the cusp, but they didn't really capitalize on that. So Will wasn't necessarily he wasn't wrong.
No, these are facts. They only pushed Goto because they had no one else. That's the only reason they did that shit.
Yeah, and I mean, he actually had a good run. To his credit, Goto had a good run, but it's like even when you look at the aspect of like people that they should have either pushed sooner or they could have. They just didn't capitalize, And for somebody like Yota Tsuji I don't know if it's a work. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's him being serious. But the fact is like if you're taking yourself out in the situation, that makes New Japan look bad. You're not doing the brand favors. Like, oh, I'm sitting. I was like, no, you're just proving Will's point of like, well, we've been sending our guys to them, and look, their top guy doesn't want to come to us. So what do you want us to do?
Yeah, like I know from the Tsuji point of view, he's trying to do it from like a pro New Japan point of view, but you're also kind of hurting the perception of what the company is when you have this big joint promotional show and your top guy is not willing to come out for it.
It makes, and it's not even just New Japan. It's like you're making them because like you choosing not to come out, but then when New Japan does like Wrestle Kingdom or something, and then you see like Kenny Omega and you see like a top guy on their show, that's what makes it look bad.
Yeah, it's like a double standard basically. And then you have the people who are not really knowledgeable, don't watch AEW or New Japan. It's like, oh well, AEW took all the top stars from New Japan, and it's like, yeah, that's because if they didn't take them, then they would have went to WWE, you moron. Like, that's what it comes down to.
And that's to do with money. if New Japan was to offer them the money that they wanted, they would stay in New Japan. Okada would have stayed in New Japan if New Japan could offer him the money that he desired. They couldn't, so he left.
Exactly. We got a couple of different stuff here in the chat. We got Shad who says Tekla is carrying the build for a true Forbidden Door theme with her versus Stardom. Yeah, that's the only one that really feels like there's any animosity between any of these promotions.
Which is cool. I mean, and it makes sense for her because she was fired, and now she embraces that she was fired. But she's like, oh, but because I was fired, I'm gonna beat the shit out of anybody that comes from that promotion. So I like it. That makes sense. I like it.
Okay, Dion saying that the Sprockle quiz is like name every AEW champion ever, or name all WWE champions, for example. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe we could do that for TikTok time. That sounds fun. Even though I kind of did that when I was on.
You did one, and then they tried to pull some bullshit.
Of the survival series, survival series. Then we got here in the chat, we got Michael Allen Lewis who says the visa issues are also affecting this year's card. Let's not forget that. But no, I'm not forgetting anything. I'm just saying that you can't blame it all on the visa issues. I don't think that is the real reason why we're 7 matches into the card and only 2 people from outside the promotion are on the card so far. And you could say, oh, well, they couldn't get somebody from New Japan or somebody from CMLL to this week's show for them to be a part of the 12-man tag. It's a 12-man tag, motherfuckers. You telling me there's no room for one person from CMLL, one person from New Japan? 12 niggas in a cage? Nah, I think the criticism about Forbidden Door, especially specifically this year, is more prevalent because we're seeing the results from the ticket sale part of it, where before you could always count on, you could be like, well, Forbidden Door, it draws the tickets, it brings tickets in. That's what everybody said last year when we saw all these signs in last year's card. It was like, well, it still sold 17,000, still sold out at the O2. Now we're in a state where they are not selling well in San Jose, and now the questions that we had last year become louder because it's more of an issue this year.
Yeah, it's more of an Alcatraz. So you could kind of point that out to say, hey, what's going on? And I think it's valid. I think it's fair because I think, again, we were saying this last year where it was like the show was solid. Like was it one of their best shows? No, but it was still a good, solid show, and we still enjoyed it. But, you definitely got to change up the formula of the show itself to keep it going.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens as we move forward in the build to Forbidden Door. It's next weekend. So, of course, right here on the flagship podcast, we'll have our final predictions for the show. So stay tuned for that. But finishing up with AEW news, Jack Perry has been in the news this week as his contract with AEW is coming up very soon. Of course, Jack Perry has been a part of All Elite Wrestling since the company's inception in 2019. He has been a former AEW TNT champion, a former AEW World Tag Team champion, and former AEW National champion. A new report had an update on his AEW contract. Figure 4 Online's Brian Alvarez reports that Perry's current deal is coming up soon. The report goes on to say that Perry is in the process of negotiating a new deal. The report does not say specifically when Perry's deal is up. The former AEW National Champion has been signed to AEW since January of 2019. In addition to the National Championship, he's won 3 other titles, including the FTW title. Perry last competed on the May 27th edition of AEW Dynamite when he lost an Owen Hart Foundation tournament matchup against Mark Davis. Neither Jack Perry nor AEW has commented on his contract status, which is usually the case with AEW. Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer discussed the matter on this week's Wrestling Observer Radio. According to Brian Alvarez, he was informed that Perry's current AEW contract is due to expire at any moment. Additionally, Alvarez reported that Perry hadn't signed a new contract yet as of June 14th. Alvarez presumes that Perry will re-sign, but said anything is possible. Meltzer speculated that Perry would not do well in WWE, saying that it's probably not the best idea. He added that his expectations of WWE not pushing Perry has nothing to do with Perry's past issues with CM Punk. He explained, I don't think Punk would have the power to ruin him or anything like that, but he's just not their style at all. The weight and all the flying and the high spots and everything like that, they don't. Look at Johnny Gargano. Look at Nathan Frazier. These guys are great, great wrestlers. They don't even get a lot of shots to wrestle these days. Johnny Gargano's been comatose for a while. Nathan Frazier, even now and then, shows up, has a great match. Axiom, who's tremendous, sometimes he shows up, has a great match, but they don't really do anything with those type of people. Fans will recall that CM Punk was fired by AEW after a backstage confrontation with Jack Perry, so that may be an option, but according to Meltzer, it's not a big one. What do you think about Jack Perry's contract set to expire, and what do you think are the odds of him leaving AEW from 0 to 100?
Him leaving?
Yeah.
10%. I don't see him leaving. Well, one, he has a great relationship with the Bucks, and I could see it being a problem if he leaves to WWE, not only because of Punk, but that could be kind of like a hit to their thing. But I also, he doesn't need to go to WWE. I think he's fine in AEW. Should he be doing more? Should he be doing more in AEW? Yes. But if he goes to WWE, at most, you're going to put him in NXT, give him a new name, have him do something weird, and then nothing happens for him. So I think he's fine. I think he'll be fine in AEW. He's fine staying.
I love you said do something weird. Call it a day.
Because you know how it is. It might have to do something weird. Like they might put him like in a gimmick that doesn't match who he is.
Yeah.
You've seen that a few times in NXT, and it's like, this is not who this bro is. Like, let's not do that. Don't change who he is. Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him leaving. I think he could use this as a negotiation tactic. That'd be great for him.
Yeah, I think Meltzer's on the money with this. Like Jack Perry's style does not really fit in with WWE and what they're known for and what they do, what they offer from that type of perspective. Like in-ring in-house style, that's not Jack Perry's bag whatsoever. And I just love the fact that he used this as an opportunity to bury Johnny Gargano and Nathan Frazier. It's kind of like how he uses any opportunity to say some good stuff about Kendall Gray to drag Mercedes Moné. Dave Meltzer is pretty much like Jimmy Macaram. He can't compliment somebody without insulting someone else.
That's kind of the worst compliments you could give.
It's like kind of like backhanded in a way, because you're like, oh, okay, that's nice of you to say that about me, but I don't think this person was awful like you think they are.
Yeah, and the thing is like, I get his point, and he does have a point to what he said, but I mean, you're trying. He's just trying to make it seem like, hey, hey, Nate Frazier, hey, I think you made a mistake going to WWE.
Yo, he's been consistent with that shit since it happened. Like he has been on that shit since it happened, yo.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, with Frazier is like they had that Roman Axiom, and it's like I can't really say it's been a failure because I'm like,
yeah,
it's been when it get used is good. It's just what happens when they get called to the main roster. That's what happens. But I don't think it was a failure for him to try to use that. It's like I see his point, but then it was like, you just buried these fellas for no reason.
No reason whatsoever. So Dave Meltzer ass compliment. Like it's like, why do you have to? Why does Nathan Frazier and comatose Johnny Gargano have to be the grunt of your compliment?
That's crazy.
I mean, Johnny. I don't know when we're going to see Johnny Gargano wrestle again. It's kind of sad. A little bit, but Yeah, no, I don't. I think as far as me, from 0 to 100 when it comes to Jack Perry, yeah, I think it's at like 15%. I'll put it at 15%. I'll go higher than you, but not that high. 15% that he leaves AEW. That would just be a wrong move for him right now at this stage of his career. He is kind of finally dragged himself out of like the doldrums. I think that they gave him that run as like the scapegoat for him to prove himself, and I think that you can see from how he's been booked since his recent babyface turn in 2025 that they now view him as one of those reliable guys on the roster again.
I think that's all he really needs to be. He doesn't need to be a world champion. And, and they gave him that title. They gave him the national title, and I thought he'd had great matches when he was that champion. So
he did.
I think that will be his role. I think that's his role. I think that's still good for him because if you still put on good quality matches, I think that's all you should really care about. But he is young, so it's like I wouldn't be mad at him if he uses it as an negotiation to get more money. I think you always should capitalize on your free agency.
Facts.
So I think that's just all that is. Like, oh shit, he might go to WWE. Hey, we'll give you more money to stay. That's totally okay. That's totally okay with me. It's like, do that.
Use your leverage. We are very much supportive of wrestlers using any type of leverage that they possibly can against any of these companies, especially when they're ran by billionaires like Tony Khan. Get your money, bro. Just get your money. That's all we ask for. Get your money, please.
To Cody's credit, he'll give it to you. To Tony's credit, he'll give it to you. So it's not like won't be an issue, but he's staying. Yeah.
I think you're right now. Like, especially like with how WWE is being run as well. Because it's not we can't just look at it from he's doing well in AEW, he should just stay. It's also the fact that WWE hasn't like blown anybody's mind with their creative and their booking as far as like this year, especially.
It's true.
So all of that adds up to fuck no, we don't see Jack Perry leaving AEW. But moving on to some more news for us to address. Someone that we don't usually talk about here, but we haven't seen him in 2 years, to be fair. Matt Sydal has found himself in the news this week as he is apparently the latest AEW missing star that might be on his way back to the promotion. We talked about Keith Lee last week. Now this week, Matt Sydal may be on his back to AEW on his way back. A new report indicates that the company has discussed bringing the veteran wrestler back to in-ring competition. He made his AEW debut in 2020 in the Casino Battle Royal at All Out 2020. Over the following years, he became a regular face on Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, and ROH programming. He has largely been absent from AEW for over the past 2 years while recovering from a significant foot injury that required extensive surgery. According to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, internal discussions in AEW have been held about Sydal's potential return in the near future. In 2024, Sydal underwent a complex procedure on his right foot to address an issue that dated back to a motorcycle accident more than a decade earlier. The surgery reportedly involved breaking and refusing several bones, along with inserting hardware to reposition his toes properly within the joints. Sydal took time off to finally have a much-needed foot surgery stemming from a motorcycle wreck years ago that greatly hampered his work in the ring and led to constant pain. We are told there's been talks of late about him returning to the AEW ring in the near future. The injury and subsequent recovery kept Sydal away from AEW competition for an extended period. Although he has not wrestled for AEW since 2024, Sydal has already returned to the ring elsewhere. On July 19th of last year, he competed against Ultimo Dragon at an event in France, marking his first match back after surgery and recovery, and his most recent AEW appearance happened in May of 2024 when he faced Konosuke Takeshita. What do you think about Matt Sydal coming back to AEW? That is a name I haven't heard in years.
I didn't even know. I thought he was gone already. Like, I just haven't heard about him in ages. I didn't know he was still like around or like still wrestling. I thought he retired.
Yeah, but it seems like he's gonna be on his way back.
Maybe Ring of Honor stuff, that would be cool.
Yeah,
but you know,
he's got that status as a Ring of Honor day one guy, so that could work. If they decide they want to do something with Ring of Honor, because you never know with these motherfuckers. Just saying, man. I'm just saying. I get annoyed with that shit. But yes, we've made it to the end of our AEW coverage. If you got any more questions, any inquiries about AEW, let us know in the live chat. Send a super chat donation if you want to make sure your comment is highlighted on screen here, but we will definitely talk about it if you want to. We got Dion who says, run back Evan Bourne, Triple H. Run it back with Randy Orton. You just wanted to see that shooting star into the RKO. That's all. We also got here Dion saying Jack Perry ain't going nowhere. We got Shad who says he either stays in AEW or I don't know what he does, to be honest. Mr. Bonda saying Jungle Boy stays. If he leaves, he'll be in the same position as Mariah May. Mariah May's not in a bad position. Will you stop with that, please? What we doing? Come on, man. Come on. What we doing? We got Good Doer who says it must be said the way the storyline is going, Starlight Kid is our next AEW Women's World Champion. If Tekla wins and then it's official, AEW has buried Stardom. No. I don't think her just talking trash about Stardom is burying Stardom.
What? Oh, no comment.
That's kind of goofy, yeah. Mr. Tao saying ROH had a true Forbidden Door show, and it was on Honor Club. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit here. Before we get into that, we're going to move on over to NJPW as they had their Dominion event on Sunday. Josh, Dominion had actually more people at Osaka-jo Hall than last year's event, keeping up with a theme that's been going on in New Japan as of late. The show featured Yota Tsuji defeating Callum Newman to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship in the main event. Tsuji, who lost the title to Newman back at Sakura Genesis, was able to wrestle it away. He busted out a new finisher to do so as well. And now he is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion heading into G1 season. More on that in a bit. You also had finally win the big one as he beat Doki to become the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion and it wasn't not the worst matchup. I'll give it that. That's the best compliment I can give to any matchup involving the House of Torture. So it wasn't the worst match. Yo is the new champion. After the matchup, though, you had Sho, Francisco Akira, Master Wato, and Kosei Fujita. They all showed up to stake their claim for a title shot. So Yo made a four-way number one contenders matchup to determine his first challenger. That goes on the road to the G1 in their next tour. You had Aaron Wolf picked up a win over Ren Narita to become the two-time never openweight champion. Konosuke Takeshita retained the NJPW World Television Championship over Sonata in the opener. El Desperado picked up one of his biggest wins yet as he got an upset win over Mystico in a rock-solid bout between the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Tai Chi and Yuya Uemura beat TMDK's Roye Uyawa and Zack Sabre Jr. in a very good matchup. Jake Lee scored a victory over El Phantasmo in a no DQ match. United Empire's Hanare and Great Okan beat the Knockout Brothers in a stellar encounter to win the IWGP World Tag Team Championships. Post-match, United Empire attacked the Knockout Brothers with steel chairs. Then Shota Umino defeated Andrade El Idolo and Drilla Maloney in an awesome three-way match to win the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Post-match, Gabe Kidd returned to New Japan Pro Wrestling to attack Shooter and send a message from the Death Riders to the new champ. So that was Dominion. Any thoughts on the big show from last Sunday?
I was surprised with Yota Tsuji taking the title back. I was a little surprised with that. Because when I saw like the screenshot, I was like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, he got the title back? I was like, all right, cool. Like, you know, I guess that's cool.
Yeah. What did you think about a lot of people were more surprised about Shota Umino winning the Global Heavyweight Championship. What did you think about that?
I mean, that too, because I mean, Shota, you know, Shota's always been in a weird spot in New Japan where sometimes he feels like he gets momentum and then he doesn't, and then everybody hates him, and then he does things that are like, oh, right, like, you know, there's potential there. Like, the guy still has him. And then, you know, he gets this title. You know, that's good for him. You know, hopefully, you know, it shows that they haven't fully given up on him, and I'm glad they haven't. It's just, let's see where it takes him.
But the big announcement that happened on this show as well is the G1 lineups have been revealed, and here they are. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced the list of competitors for this year's G1. Every competitor was revealed with the exception of the play-in participants. The list goes as follows. In the A block, you got Konosuke Takeshita, Yota Tsuji, Sanada, Shingo Takagi, Bolted Oleg, Hiroki Goto, Jake Lee, and the Great Okan. And then in the B block, you got Callum Newman, Shota Umino, Yuya Uemura, Ren Narita, Drilla Maloney, Zack Sabre Jr., Gabe Kidd, and Hanare. The play-in matches are going to take place on June 23rd and July 6th. June 23rd is from Kurgan Hall. It will see Tai Chi going one-on-one with Yuto Ice in one of the qualifying matches, while the other will be Aaron Wolf versus Yoshihashi. And then on July 6th, back in Kurgan Hall, you're going to see Yuto's tag team partner Asuka versus Yujiro Takahashi of House of Torture. And then you also got Roye Uyawa versus El Fantasmo in the other play-in matchup. So it's going to be very interesting. But what's your first reaction to the G1 lineups for this year, Josh?
A-Bog looks better so far, in my opinion.
You're just saying that because of the top two.
Yeah.
He saw Tsuji and he saw Takeshita. He's like, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, at that point, it's like, what's the, you know, like, but, you know, B-Bog, I mean, they got some good, you know, they got good people, you know, Gabe Kidd, you know, he came back from his injury. They got him back, you know, he could say, fuck New Japan more, you know, so you got some people there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was quite surprised that Gabe is coming back in the G1 because I was like, he literally just got hurt in April. Like, and this tells me that he was more thinking about the fact that he missed last year's G1 due to injury. So he was like, I'm definitely working this one. I think that's what it came down to.
Which is cool. I think it does add, like, at least it makes it, you know, prominent.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, but not all good news from New Japan Pro Wrestling coming out of Dominion. Following his loss of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, it was revealed that Callum Newman suffered a shoulder injury in his matchup against Yota Tsuji. Figure 4 Online's Brian Alvarez informed his subscribers on X that Newman suffered a dislocated shoulder during the bout. The wrestler is reportedly scheduled to undergo an MRI to determine the severity. Alvarez wrote Callum Newman injured his shoulder, likely on a belly-to-belly into the corner. They popped it back in, and it's believed to be a dislocation, and he'll be getting an MRI probably today to determine the severity. Newman was just announced for the G1, like we mentioned earlier, which starts on July 11th. So we'll see if he's able to make it back in time. He held the IWGP heavyweight title for 71 days, losing it at Dominion last Sunday. In a new report, in a new update, Newman indicates that his shoulder is still not doing well. He wrote, "Shoulder is fucked, thanks Yota," on his X account. However, the severity is still unknown on how he is doing at this current moment. So, horrible injury to get, especially around this time of the year when you're expected to wrestle 9 high-quality matches in the G1. Like, it's like the worst time possible to get an injury like this.
Damn. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, definitely. And then finally, we brought it up a little bit earlier about his interaction with Will Ospreay, but what did Yota Tsuji have to say following Dominion? After getting his win with Forbidden Door just a week away, one might suspect that Yota Tsuji would be defending the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at the event, but he did an interview with Tokyo Sports where he suggested that he would skip the event due to previous IWGP Championship matches taking place at Forbidden Door that didn't live up to his standards for a title defense. He says, "I think we must firmly protect what New Japan Pro Wrestling must not lose. Look back at the past. There were 4-way matches, open challenges, and retired wrestlers challenging. Do you think I would participate in an IWGP match when it's being treated like this in Forbidden Door? As the man who revived the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, I have to protect its value." Will Ospreay said in response, "Or maybe have some pride in representing your company as the top lad. When I held any IWGP championship, I wanted to travel the world calling out the best to show them all New Japan was the best and was better. Obviously, his home market is Japan, and he has done a great job in the top position. To me, this screams insecure. The roster clearly isn't as driven as the guys I was once surrounded by, just big belly boys wanting to keep playing free play. Grow a sack, fill it with some nuts, call out the best in the world, and show the world how good New Japan is. Just my thoughts." So, what do you think about Yota Tsuji putting the 10 toes down, saying, "I'm not working no Forbidden Door because y'all don't fuck with us like that"?
Well, I mean, he's consistent. I'll give him that. I'll give him he's consistent, but again, this is like, because I don't know if it was a work, I don't know if it's a shoot, I don't know how he really feels about it. But to not have your top champion there, I mean, this kind of just hurts what they were going for. You know, this hurts not showing up, being your champion's representative for the show. Obviously, he has some gripe against AEW. That's on him. But then, you know, Joel Ospreay, on the other hand, is also kind of right, where there was guys who were, you know, when he was there, guys who were still showing up. You know, they were doing their jobs, they were representing the company. He should kind of do the same. And, you know, that's how I feel about it. I don't think Yota Tsuji is technically wrong, but then it's like you're saying like, oh, you got to protect this and that. It's like, what are you protecting by not showing up? He's just not showing up. That's not protecting anything. You're just being a little bitch.
Call him out for being a bitch. Let's see, Yota Tsuji versus Will Ospreay. I'm here for it. But we got to finish up what we missed and talk about the other partner promotions. ROH TV on Honor Club. This week they had 2 shows. They had a YouTube special on Tuesday. That show featured Red Velvet retaining the ROH World TV title over Hana Hero. Had Lethal Twist and RPG Vice beat Spanish Announce Project. So Dalton Castle and the Outrunners in a 10-man tag. Yeah, Marina Shafir picked up a win over Zeta Steel. Katsuyori Shibata defeated Aaron Solo. And AR Fox overcame Tony Nese to retain the ROH World TV Championship. Then you had Global Wars Cincinnati on Thursday. That show featured Blackheart Leo Rush becoming the new ROH World Television Champion in a good 3-way match against Action Andretti and AR Fox. Yeah, Konosuke Takeshita scored a victory over Lee Johnson to retain the AEW International Championship. LFI, Sammy Guevara and the Beast Mortos retained the ROH World Tag Team titles over Los Villanos from last Friday's Arena Mexico show. Stardom's Micah picked up a win over Diamante, while Takomi Iroha overcame Hayan in another good matchup. Thunder Rosa and Red Velvet scored a victory over Lacey Lane and Viva Van. Mystico, Speedball Mike Bailey, and the Outrunners picked up a win over RPG Vice and Lethal Twist in an 8-man tag. And Athena defeated Shuri in an excellent main event to retain the ROH Women's World Championship. So some good stuff from ROH this week, especially the Global War show. I would say if you haven't watched the Global War show, go out of your way to watch that one because they had plenty of great wrestling, especially the main event with Shuri and Athena. They just have top-notch chemistry with one another. Were you able to watch that match this week?
No, unfortunately, not yet. But I'll get to it.
Definitely get to that one. And as far as the number of special episodes of ROH we've been getting on Thursdays as of late, a new report had some notes on the purpose behind them. Fightful Select reported in their last debunkathon that the Tuesday specials are essentially intended to be AEW Dark rebranded. AEW Dark was, of course, the series that featured lower card and enhancement talent matches and aired on YouTube and on Tuesdays. It premiered in October 2019 and ran until April 2023 with the second series, AEW Dark Elevation, running until April 2023 as well. AEW Dark traditionally aired on Tuesdays, and a one-off episode of Dark returned in December of last year. And then finally, we have CMLL, Martis Popularis, and then last night you had Fantastica Mania Mexico. You had on Tuesday, Martis Popularis, you had Espinay and Commander beating Volador Jr. and the Beast Mortos in a very good tag team matchup main event. CMLL's Fantastica Mania last night, the show featured El Sky Team defeating Unbound Company in a trios matchup. El Fantasma overcame Barbara Carbonario. India Sosis scored a victory over Rina to retain the CMLL Japan Women's Championship. You had Hechizero and Konosuke Takeshita picked up a win over Los Guerreros Lanarios in tag team action. Los Hermanos Chavez beat House of Torture to retain the CMLL World Tag Team Championships. And Mystico, Blue Panther, and Tiger Mask picked up a win over Averno, Volador Jr., and Black Tiger in a fun trios main event. So some good action from CMLL, ROH, and New Japan this week, which brings us to Krssi Luv's other favorite time of the show, Josh. Best, worst moments and matches of the week. Josh, who was the best and the worst from this past week to you?
Best of the week. This was pretty tough because I'm like, there wasn't really a lot of best per se for me. Best of the week, I'll probably say Lio Rush, winning the title. I think he's had some momentum, and they're finally gonna do something with him in regards to like having the title. And I think this is a good start. So, Lio Rush, best of the week. Worst of the week, TNA. Like there are no questions asked. Everything TNA related for worst of the week.
Everything TNA. That's it. That should be the tagline. Everything TNA can do wrong, they find a way to do it. Then we got for me, best of the week, I'm gonna give it to Mercedes Moné. But overall, just a great week for the AEW women's division between Collision having 3 matches and the great Tekla promo. Tekla had a great 90-second promo on this week's Dynamite, and then the Mercedes and Hazuki. But Mercedes Moné, I'm going to give her a special shout out for best of the week. Once again, proving why she's one of the best women's wrestlers of all time. And worst of the week, TNA. Definitely TNA every time. TNA. Moment of the week, I'm going to give it to co-moment of the week. I'll give it to Blackheart Lio Rush winning the TV title on Global Wars and Yo winning the junior title at Dominion.
Yeah, same. Moment of the week, Leo winning the title.
And then we got matches of the week. I'm doing 3 weeks straight, Josh. I've done only 10. Doing only 10. Honorable mention to Kevin Knight and Myron Reed from Collision last Saturday. But number 10, I got the Dogs versus the Bucks from Collision last Saturday. Just a great tag team matchup that they had there. Bucks continuing their role this year. Number 9, Brodito versus the Death Riders from Dynamite. I gave that 4.25 stars. Excellent matchup. Brodito, they just remind me how good they really are as a team. They're one of the best in the whole world today. Number 8, I got Kendall Gray and Lola Vice versus Zarya and Kalani Jordan from NXT. NXT Women's Division might be the best in all of wrestling, which is crazy because we just coming off a few months ago where they were just rebuilding, and they already rebuilt it into one of the best in the whole world today. And that was a great tag team matchup. Then we got number 7. I got Shota Umino versus Andrade El Idolo versus Drilla Maloney from Dominion. Just a awesome three-way matchup. Drilla Maloney seemed like he was the favorite from that Osaka crowd, wanting him to win, but I did go with Shota Umino, so I was very happy with the result. Then we got number 6, MJDCF versus Team Briscoe from Dynamite this week. Just a super fun 12-man tag. Not the best decision to me if this is going to be your main event for the show next Sunday, but as far as the matchup itself, great match. Number 5, I went with Athena versus Shuri from ROH Global Wars. These two women just have so much chemistry with one another. It's so hard-hitting. It feels physical. Everything they lay their shit in, it just works. And this was another great matchup, a worthy sequel to their match early on in the year. Then number 4, I got the Death Riders versus Shane Taylor Promotions from Collision. Summer Blockbuster. Just batshit insane, bonkers 10-person tag matchup. Number 3, Yota Tsuji versus Callum Newman from Dominion. A terrific main event to that show. Yota Tsuji and Callum Newman, they have great chemistry with one another as well. Number 2, also from Dominion, United Empire versus the Knockout Brothers. Beat the ever-living shit out of each other. Go out of your way to watch that one from that show. But number 1 this week, talking about beat the shit out of each other, Mercedes Moné versus Hazuki from Dynamite this week. One of the very best women's matches of the year so far for me. I gave it 4.75 stars. Thought these women went out there and gave us a near perfect sequel to their match of the year from 2024. So hats off to both Hazuki and Mercedes, the match of the week for me. Josh.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with the 12-man tag from Dynamite. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Yota Tsuji versus Callum Newman, and number 1, for me, Mercedes versus Hazuki.
Sounds about right there. So those are the matches of the week, moment of the week, best and worst of the week, which is going to bring us to a close on another edition of the Flagship Podcast. Final comments from you guys. We got Sanjo, who says best of the week, AEW and Leo Rush. We got Power Drive Finisher, who gives it to Mercedes Moné. He gives worst of the week to TNA. Good shout there. We got Callum Newman, Call Me Mr. Banda, who says best Mercedes and Hazuki. We got Sanjo, who says worst TNA. We got another best for Mercedes Moné. And we got a great quote from Jordan, who says, Tekla, you stay on your side of the door, and because I rule on this side. She was so good in that promo. So good. She's been awesome on promos as of late. But that's going to bring us to the end on another edition of the Flagship Podcast. Thank you so much, everyone who joined us in the chat. Everyone who's watching us on demand. If you haven't already, drop the thumbs up on this video. Share with your friends. Subscribe if you are new. Josh, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they shall see you again.
Yeah, follow me, JMPunk321 on X and Instagram. And I'll be back next weekend for our next podcast episode.
Indeed, we'll be back here next Saturday, 10:05. Well, we might have to do earlier because Night of Champions starts at 1.
Oh, so, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So maybe we'll have to start at 9:05.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about Night of Champions.
Yeah. So maybe 9:05 next week. So if y'all could join us earlier, that might be the move. 9:05. So we make sure that we're all done before Night of Champions starts up. So we might be 1 hour earlier next week for Night of Champions, but we're going to have final predictions for Night of Champions, final predictions for Slammiversary, final predictions for NXT Great American Bash, and AEW Forbidden Door. We got a full week of content for all this busy wrestling weekend at the end of June. Monday, it will be me and Joel Pearl with a preview for TNA Slammiversary. We got Wednesday. I'm going to see who I can call for reinforcement for Wednesday, but we'll be doing a Night of Champions preview on that day. And then on Friday, it'll be myself, Maggie, J News for our AEW Forbidden Door preview. Sunday morning, we'll have our Night of Champions review. And then on Monday, we will be doing our Forbidden Door review. And then later in the week, we'll do Great American Bash and Slammiversary reviews. Great American Bash will probably just be for Patreon backers. We'll do a Slammiversary one for the channel. But that's the lineup for the next couple of days, along with everything else, Rated Raw review, AE Ramble, and everything else. Go to Tru Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment, where we'll be doing a season wrap-up, playoff wrap-up for THHC, Tru Heel Heat. Check myself. Hopefully, it'll be Chris G and TC. It'll either be tomorrow or be later on in the week, so stay tuned for that as well. But for the True Jaw Josh, for Miss Krssi Luv, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat 386, TNA Mass Exodus 2026. We are signing off until next time.
TNA.